Two. Okay. Y'all can hear me good, right? We good? Can y'all hear me good? I'm just testing it real quick. OCO, yeah. Uh-oh. Is my mic? Yeah, it's on. Can y'all hear me? Why my chat not moving? Okay, there you go. Now it's... Let me turn that down. Can y'all hear me? We good? Excellent. King Third, what's going on, brother? How you, man? Amani, I see you, sis. Loud and clear. OCO. Spread Wealth, what's going on? Fountain Media, I see you. Let's go. Hope everybody doing good out there. I know it's been a while. We'll talk about a lot. Okay? We're gonna talk about a lot. I do this countdown so it could give people time enough to, you know. Huh? You need to change the resolution. What is it talking about? Hold on 1 second. I don't know why it's saying that. What does it look like on y'all side? Does the stream look weird or does it look straight? Like, YouTube is telling me that I need to change my video resolution. It looks fine. Interesting. I wonder why it's saying that. And it's asking me to open up a widget. B Bridge, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. James Hampton, welcome. Welcome, brother. Man, it's interesting how I just started and they talking about error, big yellow message. You need to change the video resolution. The current resolution 3840 by 2160 is not supported. And I didn't change a thing since the last time I streamed. All right, without trolling y'all, I really need y'all on this one. If it start acting up, okay, like real bad, like if it get real shaky or whatever, excuse me, let me know in the chat. What I'll do is stop the stream, restart my computer, and restart the stream without this intro. On my side, everything looks good, but YouTube is telling me I need to change the resolution. There's no way I could change a resolution when I'm already streaming. That's number one. We're gonna ride out though. A few more minutes of the intro. I'm just making sure everybody get their notifications. I know it's late, you know, for certain people, but they'll be able to catch it on the back end. I'll make sure I'll tag it to the point where this part could be skipped for those of you that are coming back later to check this out. Roses and bees, thank you. I appreciate you being a member for 3 months. Hey Smith, welcome to the family. Kizzy, 13 months strong. I appreciate that. Did it start? Yeah, it's starting now. There's always a lot, a countdown before the live stream start to give everybody the time to, catch it. And Jeremy, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, brother. Osio Kier, I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly. Osio. See, Will been a member for 15 months. Sheesh. Hold up, oh my goodness. Mr. West been a member for 41 months. Ooh, hey, hold on, let me drop a bomb. Good grief. Thank you, Mr. West, I appreciate that. Mr. Romeo Velli. Hold on, I went a little quick. Hold on. I need to go back up. Damn, it moved so fast right there. Been a member for 24 months. I'm dropping a bomb. I appreciate that. Ricky Cherry been a member for 24 months. Look. Man. That's love, y'all. I appreciate that. OCO, California, what's going on? I see you, Jess. Mac Lowe, been a member for 10 months. What's going on, brother? Chenko said peach, fam. I know you ain't mean to say that. OCO. Is that Creedy FH Madness? Welcome, I appreciate that, thank you. Welcome to the family. Tuck, been a member for 22 months. What's up, Tuck? OCO. Oh, hold on, wait a minute. G the Starflower, welcome. I appreciate you. Welcome to the family. Aubrey been a member for 7 months. What's going on? $3,000 degrees, 29 months in the building. Woo! 3,000 degrees. What's going on, brother? Miss Cynthia Choctaw been a member for 14 months. What's up, Miss Cynthia? How are you? Shot by J Mac dabbing in the chat. Brooklyn, what's going on? Hometown 757, Hampton, Virginia, VA, what's going on? Santa Rosa, California. What up, Cali? Lumberton, North Carolina. Levante, what's going on, brother? How you, brother? $818, love from NY. Shout out to New York. Shout out to Atlanta, Georgia. Hold on, I'm about to start shouting everybody out. Y'all know I'm gonna need time to flip these screens. Give me 1 second. We live, baby.
OCO, freethinkers. You're now tuned into the realest historian on the planet.
This brother, he is raising some serious questions.
He's here to make you think.
What I'm trying to do is get our people to understand that we have been lied to all the way around about our history. Can you name any other group of people, no matter their skin complexion, that are being labeled primarily as the name of two continents? Not two countries, two continents. That is called a misnomer, which is the act of applying a wrong name to some person or thing.
The best teacher you wished you had in school. Have your pens and paper handy and get ready to take notes.
I want y'all to check out somebody named Dane Calloway. Dane Calloway? Look into Dane Calloway. He has a lot of information about how this whole shit was told in reverse. Okay, where they say, oh, we came from Africa over here. No, a lot of us was already here.
And information that was put together by a man by the name of Dane Calloway, who is also questioning the slave trade. And he's done some remarkable videos on the history of the slave trade in the United States. And he's gone back down the food chain and gone back down the line, and he's realized that a lot of the so-called African Americans in the United States are not African at all. They're actually Native Americans, because the slave trade did not happen the way we were told that it happened.
It's Dane Calloway.
Dane Calloway. Go and watch this man's channel, man. This dude is phenomenal, and he don't get the accolade and his flowers right now. You know what I'm saying? Because this dude gives some powerful information, some common sense. Go dig deep and research. Maybe even have to spend a couple dollars on research if you truth seeking. Not fact checking, truth seeking. Because there's a difference.
It's Dane Calloway on I'm Just Here to Make You Think Radio.
Turn it up. Look, 100 years after 100 years, they done lied to us about this and that. Told us all we from Africa. I made fiction characters turn into facts. Heard you tell me then it was not. No goddamn well that trick was capped. My wife and I wrote a book about it. It's a book with knowledge, evidence, and fact. And my other book got them haters shook, cause it's helping my people take a closer look at their backgrounds in the background, showing my people where they supposed to look. Showing my people where they get it from, where they hit it from, all sorts of angles. When it comes to this research, you must please first. Don't trust strangers. Find out all of your own. That's what I highly recommend and suggest. And if you're looking for answers and content about me, I highly recommend you the best. Which is my website at the link you see just across the screen. Don't let it miss you. I make it simple. I double down on that black and white. It's so official. Okay. All right, bet. I do see YouTube glitching a little bit. I do. Interesting. But it's since calmed down now. I hope so. But I got a special surprise for y'all. One of many, by the way. I informed you guys that YouTube been acting a little weird with my channel. So I created multiple different channels. For a reason. I'm still gonna be posting on this one. I'm still gonna be going live. It's something, one of the newest videos that I posted, I believe a lot of you didn't get a chance to see. I'm going to be going over it and explaining it a lot better. I know a few people got a little bit upset because of what I showed in a certain section of that video too. I'm going to explain it, and I'm going to tell you why I showed it. Shout out to Los Angeles, California, Cleveland, Ohio, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Arizona. What's going on, y'all? What's going on, man? Hold up, that went a little fast on my side. Oh, let me go back a little bit. Jacksonville, Mississippi, Michigan, Texas, Las Vegas, Charlotte, North Carolina, Duval, Preston, Georgia, Richmond, VA, Queens, New York, Detroit, Columbus, Georgia, Memphis 10. What's up, Memphis? Louisiana, Mound City, South Dallas, San Antonio. What up, Texas? I see y'all. St. Louis. What's going on, St. Louis? Delaware. What's going on? Pennsylvania. I see you. B-More. What up, B-More? Philly. What's going on, Philly? Hold on, let me drop a bomb for all of y'all. Alabama. North Dallas. Y'all know Texas big. So is California. Y'all know they huge. Sorrel, Texas, Louisiana. They go Philly, Durham, North Carolina, East St. Louis. I don't know why they didn't allow his comment. Y'all saw that. I know my moderator saw that. Oh, speaking of moderators, look, y'all, I got something. Like, if it's somebody that needs to get like deleted, right? Like if I'm in the middle of something and I can't really tell y'all to knock them out of there, I know y'all be sniping them, right? Y'all knock them out for me real good. But if I play snipers, get them up out of there. So if you, as soon as you hear it, just get them up out of there. Snipers! But yeah, because we don't want no riffraff in the chat. I know, right? Jamaica. What's going on, Jamaica? Connecticut in the building. Yeah, shout out to all my brothers and sisters in South America and Central America. Shout out to y'all. What up, Haiti? Yeah, man. They always show love, man. There's no reason for me to hate on them. I know it's a lot of people in our community that's hating on our brothers and sisters that's of Central and South America. They went through similar things, okay, in which we did, even though our colonization went a little bit different. But so what? We in this together. We're about getting our independence, but we're also about working together to get in order to gain that. I don't see a problem. For example, I don't see a problem with all white folks, because it's not all white folks. That's not the issue. The issue is what you got to understand is the enemy is the enemy. It doesn't matter their skin complexion. An enemy is an enemy. Like, I mean, that's you know, that's a given. So I'm not gonna knock nobody. Like, I mean, for real, I'm not out here pointing fingers unless it's at the government. Y'all know me. But yeah, man. And the reason why we can't have unity, shout out to 70D. The reason why we can't have unity is because everybody has things in their way, whether if it's from ego, their own train of thought, their own perception on different things, and they want to hold on to it for their life, like, and you know, all the way to in their grave, into the in their grave. But we'll get it together. See, this is the reason why people like I exist. I've been put here by my ancestors to serve my ancestors and our people and the Creator. Uh-oh. Look at the religious people in the back like, what? He said the Creator? Yeah, and the Creator. Like, come on, man. I know I was birthed by my mother. And I know how it happened. Okay? But that's a blessing inside of a blessing. There is a Creator that created all. Who gave birth to the first mother? Huh? Who gave birth to the first mother? Think about that. There is a creator. The creator exists. I'm not going to say he or she. It's a spirit. That spirit exists in all of us. That spirit elevates when we elevate. When we elevate. And that's something that we can all mutually agree upon. No matter your walk of life or your faith, a great spirit exists. And we know this very well. Even our enemies do too. That's why they banking off of our people's ignorance. So we won't stand together and come to terms to be on a common ground in order to set prosperous goals, in order for us to excel generationally. They know what's going on. For example, they make sure that they have to keep you facing some type of great fear in order to block your mindset on what you should be thinking. Right now, what they throwing out there, y'all? What is the biggest thing that they're promoting right now? Tulsa, Oklahoma, I see you. What's up, Tulsa? I love y'all. What is the biggest thing that they promoting right now? As a fear-mongering tactic, as a scare tactic, it's always a distraction. You right, Andrea. It's all smallpox. Thank you. Thank you. There it is, monkeypox. I said smallpox. Monkeypox. At first it was it was coronavirus. Now here go another one. But did you know that existed simultaneously with corona? It was already out there. And you know who knows this? You know, they already know where it came from. Listen, how it came about. All of a sudden, they knew, they were reporting on this happening in a totally different continent. You wasn't being prepared. Like, remember the president came out and said, we got to be prepared because there's going to be a second run of a virus. Like, he already knew. Of course they did. All of them did. They knew this is the entire plan. They knew exactly what was going to happen. And that monkeypox was already in existence. But you mean to tell me all of that time, you didn't come up with anything to combat what's going on or what could possibly go on? It's a pandemic. That's right, Juice. This was already pre-planned in order to take your mind away from elevating yourself and your and your people. We letting all these foreigners dictate what should be going on with our people. See, letting these billionaires have fun with people's lives in their hands. Before I go any further, I want to show y'all something, okay? Y'all got to tell me what y'all think about this, because I'm going to eventually, you're going to see what I'm talking about. There's going to be more to this, but I just want to show you something. Hold on, y'all let me know if it's fire or not. If it's fire, just throw fire emojis, bow and arrows, stuff like that, like feathers, if it's fire. Oh, hold on, wait, wrong screen. I want to welcome the family to our new classroom.
That's crazy.
What y'all think about this?
Aborigines are called natives, or they're always dark-skinned people. You and I are aborigines, but you don't like to be called an aborigine.
Welcome to the classroom. So now we'll be able to go over things in a classroom setting. Now the chat is going off. That's a very good sign. So I'm going to do more of this. Okay? I'm going to do more of this. I think it's beautiful. So many things in store. I want to say so bad, y'all. I want to say it so bad. I know my wife on the phone like, you better not. You better not say nothing. But just know it's more things in the works. And I appreciate all of the support. You guys made this happen. This is just a speck. But wait till I do what? Watch. Watch. The 13% is going to come into fruition. We're going to make it a reality. And look, the 13% can include all of our brothers and sisters. It doesn't matter your walk of faith, your walk of life. As long as we are up under one umbrella for a common goal, which is to elevate our people, uplift our people, revamp our way of thinking, our way of living. And you're about change. And I don't mean the Obama change. I mean real change. Like not something we gotta wait a year or two or years, 50 years in order for it to happen. Now this will be, somebody said high school. This is a college setting. I wouldn't consider it high school. You know, certain colleges, like of course, I'm sure many of you went to college, don't have classrooms of this sort. I was going to make it a different type of classroom, but I was like, let me go right here for right now. Then we'll expand upon it. But this is like, you can see, I already got something pulled up right here, ready to fire. It's just, of course I wanted to go over some things, but to bring that monkeypox back up, guys, just be careful what they're trying to show you. And what I mean by be careful is don't fall into the trap, because then they'll try to make up an excuse as, giving you other reasons why you should stay in the house, be scared. I mean, of course, wash your hands, but they're trying to do this in another cycle again. And it's not funny. I gotta laugh it off because it's negativity. And I told you guys before, negativity welcomes negativity. And the highest form of positive energy is laughter. So I laugh or giggle at it to brush it off. Okay? But yeah, of course, like BG said, another vaccine. Let's hope not. Let's speak against that type of stuff. Keep in mind, if you let your words and your actions meet, they will be the most powerful thing ever. Your mind, your words, and your actions, let them all meet together. Those are the type of people that we need within our 13% circle. Okay. Of course, I would want all Nijis there. Of course I do. Like, I highly promote that. But I'm unbiased. I'm unbiased. I'm gonna be real. I really, really want to see more Nijis than anything. Because it's about us. Now, if you're about supporting us, I'm all for it. Like, say, for example, you're about supporting us and, the rights and wrongs, like how I've been explaining throughout my years here on YouTube and Facebook and everywhere else, and you're in agreement with that, and you're willing to help, I'm fine. But as far as the 13%, I want the majority of the 13% to be the Niji. I really do. I don't know why Con Wolf's comment is not showing. I'm gonna click it. The 13%.
Aborigines are called natives, or they're always dark-skinned people. You and I are aborigines, but you don't like to be called an aborigine.
What else he say?
Anytime you have to rely upon your enemy, you're in bad shape.
Anytime you have to rely upon your enemy, you're in bad shape.
Anytime you have to rely upon your enemy, you're in bad shape.
We got to change that. The 13% will be not allowed, will be reliant upon the 13%. Not nobody else, not any outsiders. It would just be us. You're going to see everything in full detail. I can promise you that. I can. Yeah, Malcolm X was always speaking truth, but people weren't listening. I also have, can I pull that up? There's a, all right, before we get started, guys, let me see something. Can we talk about, I really do want to play something. Is anybody out there familiar with a brother? He's gone now. But by a brother out of Chicago named Steve Coakley. Because I hope so. Because Steve, the brother, I kind of emulate my style off of what his style was when it comes to research, at least part of it. But he was a investigative researcher. Very good. Very, very good. And a lot of things that he said was missed because of how it was being clouded by the Afrocentric gimmick and the Afrocentric groups of people. But when he realized that the Boule, for example, existed, which is the Sigma Pi Phi, and then how they work together closely with the Prince Hall Masons, and how they are the top 5 or 1%. Steve Coakley exposed that it's our own people working against our own people. And they're out in the forefront, and they're being pushed in the forefront. And I've been showing you guys this for the longest. I mean, multiple times you see I am attacked by those Masons, by those people. Dick Gregory was too. Yes, Dick Gregory was exposing that too. But Steve was on it early. Dick Gregory did come in, into the researching part on the back end. But Steve was up there before him. Okay? He was the one. And the reason why I did my investigation on these people, so I could know who my enemy is, even if they share the same skin complexion. And it's unfortunate because we have, like I said, and I'm gonna be real here, you probably gonna think I'm tripping. Listen to what I'm gonna say though. When we say white supremacy, in fact, I'm gonna get into it in this video right here that you're getting ready to see. When we say white supremacy, what are we saying? Are we saying white people being the supremacists? Because they can only be supremacists if we allow it. Another reason why I'm saying that is because they are being backed by some of our people to stay in those type of positions. And it be the main ones yelling white supremacy, white supremacy. I'm gonna say that again, hold up. it be the main ones that be yelling white supremacy, and they be working with the white supremacists. I'm not lying. That's no cap.
That's crazy.
And I've been exposing it left and right. That's why you saw me getting attacked by some of the big ones. Some of them. The Joe Browns. His real name is James Brown. Don't let him fool you. Tariq Nasheed. His real name is Marcus Sanders. Don't let him fool you. These people. And look, look what they got in common. The actors. Paid actors. Remember Malcolm X said, don't trust entertainers? Malcolm X came out his own mouth. He even said not to trust Dick Gregory. That's why I said that Dick Gregory came late. As far as his approach. Malcolm X didn't understand Dick Gregory's approach because he said, don't trust entertainers and comedians. Malcolm X said that. Okay? And of course, Dick Gregory was a comedian. He was trying to go about it the right way, but he was doing it in a funny way. Malcolm X didn't appreciate that. He wanted it to be all the way real, which I agree. That's why Dick Gregory changed the style later on. And that's what I was trying to explain to you, Levante. And that's the truth. That's the truth. That's the, you know, but Steve was 100% from day one. Steve Coakley was 100% day one. And to get back to that, these people are not for you, and they will be the ones that look, hear me out. They will be the one, you could tell that they're your enemy because they will be the ones that get hired by this government that will promote to you, hey, well, come on, guys, we need to take this vaccine. We need to get this medicine. We need to go down there and get tested. See? They're going to put them in the forefront. That's what they're paid to do. They're paid to be in the forefront, to keep your mind off of what you should be doing. They're puppets. And it's odd because certain people will hold those type of people up high blindly, unknowingly. They don't know what's going on. Yeah, not only the black Europeans, Roland, that's right. Not only the black Europeans. Some of these people from South America, Central America, and North America. So it's not just the Europeans. They hire them all. Look at Jesse Jackson. That's right. Look at Jesse Jackson. Jesse, what he did, hold on, first of all, where he from? Where's he from? See? They will hire your own. They will hire your own, and that's exactly what they do. They look at, and I told you guys, they were coming at me to try to get me to shut up. They wanted to hire me. They wanted me to sell my own people out. So I know it's real, and I'm going to tell you it's real. That's why they were attacking me. That's why. They will sell their own people out for the dollar. That's what they're doing right now. And keep selling you out. And steer you in the wrong direction. All the time, and won't ever fail. But the audio that I want to play, I'm trying to pull it up as we speaking. He mentioned a lot of stuff that I broke down in full detail when it came to who infiltrated the civil rights movement. I ran across this audio last night. I was doing some research on another video I'm getting ready to release, and I ran across this audio of Steve Coakley. And I forgot that he mentioned this, but he also has the same records that I have, the declassified records by the FBI on their investigation in the civil rights movement that confirms that that brother was a plant. Let me not even call him brother. He was an agent. What's his name? The one I showed you guys that started the Black Panther Party, the very first one. Stokely Carmichael. He was the plant. Stokely Carmichael was the plant, one of them. I told you guys this. And I'm talking about, we have FBI records. So it's not Like, no, he was hired by them. He was an agent. Straight up. And look, I forewarned you this. And once again, you got to give me a second to pull that audio up, because I could have sworn I dragged it to my desktop and I don't see it right here. But he even mentions that. And I forgot that he got those same records. This is all declassified. So if you want to get this for yourself, you go ahead and put in your Freedom of Information Act. Go ahead. Yeah, Fred Hampton was legit. No, Fred Hampton was legit. He was so legit that they got rid of him early. See there? Fred Hampton was all the way legit. Like, he was about to be the next Malcolm X. I mean, quickly, he had everybody behind him. And when I mean by everybody, not just Niji. He had everybody behind him. Fred Hampton was no joke. I always give him props. May he rest well, man. He was the truth. And he was not doing no Africa this and, oh, we got the Afrobeats, Afrocentric that. If you listen to his speeches, he was nowhere near on that. And they was like, whoa. And they got rid of him in his own house with his children. All the rest of these other people, like these people that you see nowadays, are nowhere near the type of leadership that we had during those times. Nowhere near. Everybody that you see right now, that's some of you guys would consider leaders, are in it for the money. That's it. They're just there to get paid. That's how they pay their bills. And, and also that's how they get a check from certain government agencies to keep you blind. Yeah, Fred Hampton from Chicago as well. Yeah, Fred Hampton, definitely Fred Hampton was on the top of my list. Fred Hampton was on the top of my list. He was super legit. Now, Martin Luther King wasn't all the way good neither. And I gotta speak to my wife about that. But I do have stuff on Martin Luther King that I wanted to put out, and I want to speak with my wife about that. But he wasn't all the way good neither. He had certain things that he was involved in because his father was involved in it, and I want to show you guys that. I really do. I really want to show you what happened. And then he went against the grain, and that's why the government sent in agents to stop his movement and stop him. And I want to show you that. Because the last 3 or 4 years of his life is when he flipped the script and started attacking the people that were attacking our people, or people in general. Then he eventually created the Poor People's Campaign and said we was gonna come down there and get our check. And they got scared. It was an impact. And what he meant by that is that they owed us because of the land, not because of reparations. Yeah, Martin Luther King said a lot during his last to a point where they instructed all of the so-called black people's newspapers not to write about him during his last 3 or 4 years of being alive. Because you got to remember, a lot of those people that remember in Baltimore and Washington, D.C., they had the Afro-American newspaper. That's where that term came from, by the way. The Afro-American was a newspaper. But these people were all led by Boule people. They were in these secret societies. The Jap magazines, these were secret societies. Ooh. Ooh. Think I'm playing? I'm talking about everybody they put in the forefront, especially back then. And that's why the government had full control over what the narrative was during that time period. In fact, I'm gonna tell you what's more mightier than the sword. What's more mightier than the sword? Okay, there's 2 things. Is the pen and the camera. What's more mightier than the sword is the pen and the camera, because they can control the narrative in both ways. Like, for example, a lot of you knew about your history by way of school, by way of what they told you, what was written inside of their books, and imagery. Am I lying? Huh?
Man, that's crazy.
Look, I'm telling you, it's a lot of stuff that we gotta fix. It's a lot of stuff that we gotta fix. Hold on, I think this is it right here. Let me bring that one down. Hold on 1 second. I think I found it. As far as the Steve Coakley audio. But can you all hear it? Do I need to turn it up? Let me know if I need to turn it up. I'm gonna play it a little bit, but let me know if I need to turn it up. Y'all heard that, right? Up, turn it up. Uh-oh. Hold on. Man, this thing is on 100%. Can't hear it. Oh man. Hold on, wait. What about now? I turned up my whole system. Nothing? Can't hear? Oh, okay. Sounds fine. No, I'm talking about the audio. Nah, too many people saying they can't hear it. Okay. All right, hold on. Wait. Give me a second. I got another way I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try to bring up. I hope this doesn't slow down the stream. Hold on, let me bring something else up real quick. Let's see.
Was in Chicago, and the black politics at 75 was still dominated by Mayor Daley.
Okay, what about that? I let it go through a different program. What about that? Yep, loud and clear. Okay, perfect. All right, woo! Okay, all right, now listen. First of all, I got a few audios, and I hope that this is the right one. I hope it is. But if it's not, like, give me some time, y'all, because I want y'all to really hear what I'm talking about. Because he eased past what I'm talking about real quick. And the guy that was interviewing him on the radio should have said something, because I know what he was saying, but the guy that was interviewing him on the radio should have said something like, ho, what? But hold on, hopefully it's this one. If not, then I got another one. Hold on 1 second.
Ralph Metcalf, who was the first person to break away, whose assistant was Harold Washington, who eventually became the mayor. That first congressional district, which Bobby Rush, former Black Panther, is the congressman in now. That district, we had Hakeem Mahabuti there. Bobby Wright was on the west side. The NAACP, the Urban League.
Elijah Muhammad.
Yeah, I was going to say, the minister actually came to Chicago just a couple of years later when Elijah Muhammad died, and he was brought in from New York and then stripped by Wallace D. And he stayed in Chicago. With that period of coming back, there was not a lot of things to get involved in. As I'm scratching, I found a book, None Dare Call It Conspiracy. It's a white, right-wing kind of guidebook. And it says sometimes some things about us are communists or something. But I looked through that and I saw relationships with General Electric and Exxon Mobil, and I looked at all, and these relationships I started to research. It wasn't until I found them in Chicago that Chicago accepted what I was trying to say. We used to have one radio show came on WJPC, Johnson Publishing, who is Boulay, Ebony Jet, etc. And Vernon Jarrett was the host of the show, who I didn't know was head of the Boulay at that time, Chicago Tribune columnist, started AXO for the NAACP. And one day I called in and I was trying to explain some of this stuff, and he cut me off. He said, we're not going to have any of that. I didn't know he was Boulay. When I ended up becoming special assistant to the mayor, the other special assistant was Erwin France, who was head of Model Cities under Mayor Daley. He was an alpha like the mayor, they buddies, all of this and that, but I was a threat to him, but I didn't know at that time he was head of the Boulay. It wasn't until later. And then that's when I went to my friends, my African-centered friends in Chicago, and said, hey, man, I'm researching these white folks, and I think I found the black folks connected to the white folks. And then I started finding black folks' names, African-centered black folks' names. Jake Carruthers, you know, and Jake Carruthers is my hero in Chicago. He's in a group with Bobby and Conrad and Bob Starks, a lot of people, Anderson Thompson, people I love. He said, man, we got to talk. Let's talk about that. Mm-hmm. And I started looking up other names. I saw Asa Hilliard's name, and so I felt that as I began to get deeper into this relationship, I began to notice that my African-centered friends were less happy about me getting to the bottom of this, and they wanted to focus me on. I remember they taking me in a room. I used to work for Bobby Wright. I remember them taking me in the research room. They had put this map of the United States, and they had all these little pin boards on Montana, Utah, Wyoming. Said, now we want you to focus on these guys. I said, well, what bank do they run? And I was trying to say that the First National Bank of Chicago was Chase Manhattan, because the guy left Chase, came to Chicago, took it over. Well, time came. First National Bank of Chicago merged with Bank One of Ohio. They merged with the National Bank of Detroit. That's the region. They all merged with Chase, who had just merged with J.P. Morgan. And now Rockefeller got the banks from New York all the way to Chicago, nonstop. Every one of them locked down. But the Chicago was resistant to accepting this focus. See, why aren't our people focused on ExxonMobil? Why aren't no protests against high-ass oil prices, you know? I make my children know who's on the boards of all these corporations, the private equity firms that...
Hold on, wait a minute. That's not even what I'm looking for, but listen to what he just said. Why are we not interested in that? He did. Woo! Hold on. That's not what I was looking for, but that's major too. That's major also. Why are we not interested in who's on the ExxonMobil boards? Like why are these gas prices so high? That's happening right now. That's true. I agree. See, this is why hey, Steve was, hey man. He motivated me years ago to start doing what I'm doing right now, to become an investigative researcher. And then I started getting out on the field, and then I became an ethnographic researcher. Getting out in the field, boots on the ground. It's necessary, man. It's necessary. Yeah, because we know we're indigenous to this land, but what else were they lying about? Hold on, I'm gonna keep going, because once again, I wanna, it's something that I'm looking for, but I like that, but it's something I hope is in this audio. And keep in mind, this is Steve Coakley. Keep in mind, Steve Coakley was what you would call nowadays a Pan-African. What he would call back then was Afrocentric. You know, they still wanted to push this was fresh on their mind back then. They wanted to push the out of Africa, and we was, see, I'm unbiased, okay? So that's how you know that I'm unbiased, because he would be considered Pan-African. Same thing with Malcolm X. But if you dropping heat, you dropping heat. Now Steve Coakley was, but he was, the way he was different, it wasn't about him teaching the Afrocentrics 24/7. He was more about investigating things that's going wrong within our communities. Okay, and that's why they enlisted him. And what was that Bobby, what was that mayor in Chicago at that time? Bobby, oh man. But they put him on a research team for that reason, to do research in all of the communities. And then he started branching off because he recognized that a lot of his leaders were boule and they had an agenda. Long story, but let me get to the point before I forget. Let me continue playing this.
Own all of the stock, Vanguard, Wellington, Global, Barclay Global. These companies are obscure to our community. We're not knowing. We're not focusing
Bobby Rush.
on the white supremacy that's coming at us. The Klan is not a threat to our African community. They're not coming in the neighborhood, but Chase and Goldman Sachs and Lazard Perez and Standard & Poor's and Moody's, obscure bond rating companies that can control cities that our people don't mess with, you know. I showed in Chicago and Cincinnati, which had one of the best boycotts of any city. That's right. It is. I mean, it was, and it still went on. Just last weekend, they tried to come back with a big festival. Mary J. Blige pulled out, some more people pulled out, kind of made it lose money. And but there in Cincinnati, we targeted 3 people: the Taft family, which runs the state, Skull and Bones. Taft family still today. The governor was just left as governor. We targeted Procter and Gamble, and we targeted Carl Linder, who owned Chiquita Bananas. And when we got through harassing Chiquita Bananas, some of our friends at the radio station there had stock, $119 a share. When we finished with him, it went to $5.40 a share, and he sold Chiquita. Now, what I'm trying to say is there's a vulnerability in America that has not been exercised by our community because our secret societies have been pledged never to tell us those vulnerabilities. They work for them, they patch them, they protect them, they act like they don't exist, but they serve them, and they never utter against them, even never whisper to us. If you saw on that Boule tape when we were there messing at the convention, I told my buddies, we're not here to recruit them. We don't want them to be better brothers. We want to warn them that if they're the guard dog on white supremacy, when we jump the fence, what you gonna do? You gonna bite, you gonna fight, or you gonna run out and let us get to who we have to?
He exposed it. They were the guard dogs of white supremacy. Are y'all listening to him? These Boule people are the guard dogs of white supremacy. And this is what I'm about to get into in this video on my other screen. They're there. Woo! Hey.
All right, is everybody ready?
He was not joking. He was not joking. And I know he right because I did my own investigation and I know these people at the forefront. They start, just like how they attacked him, they attacking me. This is happening now. This is what needs to cease. And that's still not what I was looking for. But I mean, he just the truth, period. So I'm just going to play it. And it's only a few minutes left of this. But I hope this is the right audio. If not, I hope y'all could be patient and let me play another one because it's something I want to play so bad that he mentioned. That you heard me go in full detail about who infiltrated the civil rights movement, and he repeats it, and I forgot that he did his own investigation as well. We got the same declassified FBI documents. These people are placed in the forefront to distract us, and they look like you and I. And it's not a game. It's not a game. And these people need to go down. I told James Brown, Judge Joe Brown, fake judge, he an actor, I told him y'all are going down. Now, I was irate. I can admit that because I was pissed. He started calling my mother all sorts of names and, oh, you this and you that. Like, I mean, that's why I was like, Nick, man, look, man, whatever, man. And you a Memphis? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all right. So anyway, the whole point is that that's what they try to do. They try to distract you off of your mission. Like, I mean, it came to a point where I had some people that you would call celebrities call me like, yo, Dane, ignore that nigga. Excuse me, y'all. Ignore him. Okay? Because you know what he trying to do. I said, yeah, I know. I mean, like, come on, bro. I don't even know this dude. He been coming at me for a while now, but he been following me for years, and that's what I showed him. I showed you guys that. He gonna lie and say he wasn't. Nick, you was retweeting my stuff years ago. 4 years. Him and Tariq Nasheed. On top of that. Now, all of a sudden, they got a job to do, though. So that's how I know they not for the people. And that's how I know these people that he getting on that little, and I'm talking about Tariq now, Marcus Sanders, that he getting on the Twitter space with are paid actors. Paid actors. I know that for a fact. Just like he is. He's a paid actress. Notice I called him an actress. He putting out a gimmick out there. Trying to make it seem like he's straight. But he ain't straight. Just ask the Mexico Latino community in California. Woo! Woo! You think I don't know, Marcus? Shout out to the Mexican Latino community in California. Huh? You scared, ain't you, Marcus? You scared. You got all that trash to talk about white supremacy, but when a group of Mexicans show up and call you out, you quiet like a little, like, yo, I'm crying. Come on, man. And he ain't nothing but a, he fired, man.
Get that son of a bitch off the field right now. Out. He's fired. He's fired.
Yeah, man. All right, I ain't gonna turn up. Let me get back to the audio. Nah, I'm gonna turn up, but let me get back to the audio.
But how do we get to who we after when we got all this wing and wang out here, all this distraction, all this misfocusing, and then
listen,
is there complicity in our community? When some people killed Martin King, when some people killed Malcolm X, did that neutralize our present leadership? Who are byproducts of assassination? Did this put us in a bind? Do we have a lot of old paper out there that white folks work when they want to that keep us in a bind that we don't seem to talk back? How can they make $10 billion in 90 days in an oil company that was broken up when a white woman attacked them in 1911? Tarbell, they broke them companies up, them Standard Oils. And then they brought them all back together. Exxon got with Mobil, Chevron got back with Texaco, and all the things Rockefeller broke up got put back together.
Let me ask you a question. So would you say, because it seems to me the common denominator of all the corporations in the system you're talking about is capitalism/imperialism. So that in fact, organizations that are anti-capitalist as a theoretical formulation and specifically target these multinational corporations, oligarchies, that is the path of liberation for African people and destruction of this economic and political system. And maybe that's why also in this historical period we exist today, you find that very few so-called African nationalist or progressive organizations are anti-capitalist. In fact, what they're saying is we want to be part of the system as opposed to attack capitalism, but we want black capitalists instead of European capitalists.
But the problem is that they have to be, see, and then, you know, of course they're using the term Afro and Afrocentric and African this, but what they got to understand is, in order for, we were already the original capitalists. In order for them, these Europeans, whatever you want to call them, to capitalize off of our idea, I'm gonna back up. In order for those foreigners to come over here and capitalize off of our idea, they had to copy a script that we already created. So the people like the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, the Bloombergs, the Carnegies, all of them came in and said, no, let's disable what we got going on, restart fresh so we can have our own. What was that called? Well, I went over this. What was that called? Reconstruction, right? Wasn't that called Reconstruction? Wasn't that called Reconstruction? I ain't gonna yell. Y'all know how I get when I get hype. That was the Reconstruction era, man. And we about to get this back. I'm trying to tell you, and y'all looking for a handout from this goddamn government, and this government would not exist if it wasn't for us. And that's what I've been trying to tell you. We were the capitalists. It wasn't like we tried to be anti-capitalists. No, those foreigners came over here and wanted to disintegrate what we had going on as if they were posing as our friends and our, you know, oh, they want to be the trustee. And the whole time they made sure in some writing, once again by the power of the pen, that they became the beneficiary in 1871. That's what we gotta change. I'm gonna keep going.
And you know, it's the one thing we have to be careful for as time has progressed. If you were to go to Toy Bean Hall in London when they created social work, when the rich felt it was necessary to infiltrate the poor so that they aspired through the tentacles of the rich that had been spread out amongst them. That if you fought capitalism all day and you ended up not fighting the social service network, you would find there's another aspect that might not even pledge to be capitalist at all, might pledge to be helping the people.
But most of the social service networks are either financed by nonprofits, churches, foundations, the state, cultural affairs departments, of different.
Hold on, no. Go.
Aspect that might not even pledge to be capitalist at all, might pledge to be helping the people.
But most of the social service networks are either financed by nonprofits, churches,
helping the people.
But most of the social service networks are either financed by nonprofits, churches, foundations, the state, cultural affairs departments of different colleges.
Helping the people.
One more time.
Most of the social service networks are either financed by nonprofits, churches, foundations, the state, cultural affairs departments of different colleges, different cities, some we can go down a whole list of funding sources.
Right.
So in the final analysis, if we go after the capitalist system as a theoretical formulation, but pinpoint, as you say, with laser here, focus the specific corporations as a category to be assessed, especially in terms of the impact upon African people, like you say, the Poor's and Standard and these multiple bond associations that finance or definance infrastructure in our communities, and as capital is now going to Iraq and Afghanistan to build their economic and social structure at the expense of ours.
There is a web.
It's a web.
There's a web. There's sports. They're the media. They're education. They're social service. They're astronauts. They're the church. They are all of that. They are the secret societies too. And they all work in a loose-knit fashion, and they keep disagreements within a manageable limit. Let me just say a couple things.
Man, listen, that's not it. That's not the one I was looking for, but that was very good because it's still on the topic. And see, this is the reason why I respect, man. May that brother rest well, man. I respect Steve because he know what he talking about. Because I know he know what he talking about because I did the research as well. And I'm telling you, that's not the audio. I'm going to try to pull up the other one if y'all could be patient because I ain't even get to the video I wanted to play yet. But I got to put, because oh man, I hope I can find that this next go round. Because he's dropped so many bombs right here, and I hope y'all heard him. I hope y'all heard them. They right there in the forefront. Your enemies right there, and they all playing the game. Dick Gregory said it's a game. It's a game. See the game they play? See? We gotta stop them. And they just playing with our people left and right. Hold on. Had to blow my nose. They just playing with our people left and right. Because they know if we're in control, we will have the power. And all these, and notice how they said internationally, they're banking off of us as well. They're capitalizing off of our ignorance. I'm telling you guys this. Yes, it's a monopoly. I even showed that. I'm actually getting ready to play that part too on the channel. Not today, but another day. I'm gonna show you that. I've been telling you that. We were the breadwinners. We still are. They're trying to say that we're 13. Notice I said 13 because they're trying to say that we're 13% of the population. When that's a lie. When that's a lie. I'm telling you, if we was to stop, and I know this is, this is wishful thinking in a way, but if we was to stop dealing with everybody out here that's a foreigner, as far as ditching our funds to them like it's nothing, they will crumble. Everything will crash. They know we are the majority. They know that. And I mean us here in North America, excluding the people that look like you and I that came from other places. I'm talking about us, the Niji. They know we are the majority. Especially when it comes to an economical standpoint. The economy will crash, guaranteed. And that's why they're afraid for us to hook up with our brothers and sisters in Central and South America. Even the ones, look, all of us that share the same hue or different shades of the color brown, all of us. Some of the ones that want to call Mexican, they down for us. I know a lot of Mexicans that's down. That's ready. That's like Dane say the word, we, you know what I'm saying? And look, and you know what? And they want y'all to turn y'all nose up at certain people that's gonna have a blind eye to what's going on and make you think like us all, for example, Mexicans. I hate to use them as an example, but I got to, but I'm just saying. They don't want us to be with our people. They don't want us to be with our brothers and sisters. And they will be considered our brothers and sisters more so than Africans. Look how close to home they are. Hello, come on. You don't think the Fijis is our brothers and sisters? You don't think the Haitians are brothers and sisters? Look how close they are. And let one of us stand up and say, hey, we taking this over. You don't think Haiti gonna be like, we got your back? Huh? Yeah, man. They waiting for us. Somebody said it. They all waiting for us. And it's gonna go down. And we gonna be the ones ringing the bell, telling them it's over. Bye-bye. Good riddance. Here's your eviction notice. Don't you ever come back. You ain't welcome here. It's inevitable. Watch. Watch how strong it's about to be. This ain't gonna be no march down Washington, and we did all that. We don't need recognition. They know who we are. We don't need that recognition. They know who we are. We don't need to be getting down on our knees on one knee and disrespect nobody. We don't got to. They disrespected us. Two wrongs don't make a right. We don't got to go the wrong route in order to make it right. We could do it a totally different way, and we don't got to go align ourselves with what we've done in the past in the 50s and the 60s and the 70s and think it's going to work right here in 2022. It ain't. We don't got to be holding up signs, or let's get together, hold up some signs and go down and start begging politicians and, oh, we got to get this congressman and this. No, we do not. And real talk, we shouldn't have to buy a piece of this land when this land is ours. This is our goddamn land, and they know it. And so should you. The only reason why we've been held up is because of you. Not knowing. That's why I said we only need 13% of our own, because everybody else gonna follow suit. For real, I remember I said, yeah, let's buy some land for the time being. But honestly speaking, we don't need to buy shit. Just like how they removed our people with the Indian Removal Act, we gonna remove. See, I could talk shit now. You know why? I told you my ancestors got my back, my front, and my sides. And I got them in the spiritual and the physical. I could talk my shit now. We don't need them. We don't. We could do this on our own, and we will. And I'm gonna show you why they tricked us. It's more than one way they tricked us with this white supremacy BS. And I'm getting ready to show you that. Keep in mind, I told you guys that white supremacy started, the illusion of a white supremacy started in the 1890s. They just wrote themselves into law in 1871, reconstructed everything, and they still wasn't excelling because we were still in the government, running it, until the 1890s came. And they were able to buy our people out. And they were able to buy our people out. And it's not just with money. It's with power. It could have been land. It could have been business ownership. It could have been land ownership. It could have been, you name it. Think about it, you name it. It don't have to be a pretty coin. It don't have to be a greenback bill or note, rather. Those were notes. Just like the Federal Reserve notes are still notes. They're not bills. How are they bills when you're supposed to write bills? That's a note, a promissory note. Here, take this promissory note. Come on, put it together. Come on. I'm about to play this thing now. And please pay attention. I'm gonna pause at certain times and explain the parts that I think needs to be better explained. And I went over this myself and I said to myself, maybe I went a little too deep. My wife and I, maybe we did, because I'm sure a few things flew over people's head that I was pointing out here. And by the way, but when my new videos, I've been putting out brand new research. You can't find this nowhere on the internet. Brand new. Brand new. I don't need to, I know people out there faking like they're my master teachers. You are not. I don't know who you are. None of you people. You just utilizing my name just to get your face up or your views up. I don't know you. Nobody know you. Stop lying to yourself. Stop trying to hook onto me just to bring yourself up when it ain't working for years. You still trying. That's sad. I do my own research. I don't bank off nobody else. If I buy somebody's book, I'm buying it in support, unless they got some research. If they got some research that I cross-referenced, I'm quoting them and telling you where I got it from. Here go my source. You know how many books I done said that I sourced in my videos? And it ain't gonna be no, oh, because he black, neither. I do real research. This ain't no joke. I just went to sleep at 11 this morning. Got up at 3. Said, forget it, let me go live. I forgot what time I started. This ain't no game to me. There's all this editing, this writing, this ain't no joke. You not here with me. You ain't doing this with me. Stop lying. It's a lot of work and I'm doing it for my people. And you mad because of that? Get over it. You mad because I don't want to work with you? Get over it. I don't. You're not up to par. You about the drama. Nobody gonna learn through that. And if they do, let them gravitate to you. I'm over here teaching. You over there arguing. I don't got time for that. Utilizing my name just because you know of me. None of y'all know me. Not even the people I grew up with know me. I'm a grown man. I got 5 children and a wife. I don't have to do what I'm doing right now. But I'm doing it for our people. And I promise my ancestors I'm gonna do it. And look at the people that's waking up. Look at the people that's waking up. Look at them. I know what I'm doing. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Maybe it's not working out for you because that's not what your ancestors told you to do. You haven't become one with yourself to figure out what it is that you're supposed to be doing. But you so worried about me and, oh, he wrong with this. And the first thing you do is talk trash. And And then your little research is pulling up Google and then pulling up Wikipedia. You're not on my level. You're just not. And if it took you longer than 4 hours to pull up Wikipedia, you must be out of your mind. You crazy.
Now that's crazy.
I don't got time. This ain't a game to me, man. This ain't. I called out the top leaders, and I know they boule. And I told them to debate me, and they scared. They scared. I just laugh at them. Cause I know they scared. They know better. They watching my channel. They know what I'm putting up. They know not to debate Dane Calloway or the career is over. Let's get into it. OCO, beautiful people. In today's video, we will be covering the misconceptions concerning supremacy amongst races of people and how it is illusory but continues to plague people's minds due to influential propaganda and fear-mongering. In most cases, the public will turn a blind eye toward everyday occurrences of these tactical social engineering experiments because they are persuaded to look in other directions or point the blame on correlating subjects, entities, or even conspirators presented in relation to those matters. So many will miss the point of why particular events have occurred in the past, or why they may reoccur merely based on the public's ignorance of their enemies' investing interests in their mental demise, leading the general public to a point of no return, while their enemies await for their return on their investment. But history only repeats itself if you allow it. So being cognizant of the unpopular truth is critically essential when combating a world full of entertaining lies, allowing a person to gain the courage to fight against the fear of being in control of themselves, of themselves, of themselves. This is why fear is the most powerful motivator. For example, when marketers want to motivate you to buy their products, they use fear as often as they can. According to Psychology Today, quote, they present a scenario they hope will invoke our sense of fear. Then they show us a solution, a path back to our comfort zone that entails using their product or solution. This was the same utilitarian ideology of the late 1800s and early 1900s, as nationalist clubs became trendy establishments throughout America. Fostered by the likes of Edward Bellamy, nationalist movements gained traction upon the release of his utopian novel called Looking Backward, which became the best-selling book published in 1888. It was said that the book offered solutions to the social and economic problems of that time frame through the storytelling of the book's main character, Julian West, who falls asleep during the year 1887 only to wake up again in the year 2000, discovering that a cooperative system had replaced capitalism. The national groups that were developed due to this book were characterized by establishing units of propaganda in order to educate the public along the lines of nationalism. The term nationalism is defined as a devotion to one's country, natural spirit, or aspirations. It is the desire for national unity and prosperity. This was also the era when white supremacy began to appear, as nationalist groups like the Ku Klux Klan began to infiltrate many social and political organizations, and even the government, with reconstructive plans that they hoped would ensure the survival of the white race. Now, okay, before we move any further, I don't have to, I just want to make sure we all on the same page. This doesn't really need an explanation, but I just want to make sure we on the same page here. Who brought the Ku Klux Klan into play? Hoping, during the Reconstruction, hoping to campaign for the survival of the white race. Who did it? The Democrats. The Democrats. Thank you. Thank you. The Dixiecrats, yeah. Same thing. That's right. George Wallace. It was multiple nationalist groups during this time. We're gonna get into it. It got started because of the author I just showed you. I'm not gonna give it away. But the Democrats. Now, how come all of a sudden our people nowadays, 2022, want to side with the Democrats? How did that happen? How did that happen? This is the last question. And we're gonna continue. How did that happen? How did all of a sudden it got flipped? I'm gonna tell you. What I talked about as far as the boule, what Steve Coakley was talking about as far as the boule, B-O-U-L-E. They shift, the civil rights movement, backed by them. See, LBJ, LBJ as well, all backed by. That was all. They were all together, tight knit. Just like Steve Coakley said, they were a web, working together, hand in hand. The Ku Klux Klan's obligation prior to it being infiltrated. Did I get cut off? Hold up. YouTube saying, oh, no. You got to be kidding me. Y'all can, we still there? I'm good? Okay. It's fine, all right. Yeah, see YouTube, see? Okay. Hold on. My wife just texted me. Make sure we good. I still see you. All right, good. Okay. They made sure that they got our people involved in order to persuade them into the Dixiecrat Democrat role. Even even Malcolm X forewarned us. I played that as well. That the Dixiecrats wouldn't even be in existence if it wasn't for our people going out to elevate them and wanting to get involved with them. And you know what them white folks did? LBJ and all the rest of them, they were turning their nose up, saying, make your own. Telling them back then to make their own. That was strictly for white folks. Nowadays, this was before Jesse Jackson. Nowadays, we're involved. And you see people out there trying to promote a way to get with the Democrats right now, when we were the original what? What originally we were the what? Republicans. But prior to the Republicans, what were we? Yep, that's Republican, that's correct. But prior to the Republicans, what were we? I'm looking in the chat. The Know Nothing Party is the Native American Party. The Native American Party was the third major political party right along with the Federalists and the Whigs. Were we Federalists or Whigs or something else? The Confederates. We were the Confederates. And I'm glad that I brought that up because look, you about to see how all this come together. Yes, we were the Confederates. And remember, what was the, and I want you to, matter of fact, let me make this note right now, right before we go any further in this video. What was the flag that they were associating with the Ku Klux Klan? What was the flag? That later on, down the line, was saying it was in representation of the Ku Klux Klan. I'm gonna say it again. We were the Confederates before the Republicans, excuse me. But they were associating a particular flag with the Ku Klux Klan, trying to say it was a racist flag. The Confederate flag. The Confederate flag. Look how they did this, y'all. Yep, calling it a rebel flag. Yeah, that flag was never racist. Huh? Because guess who had that flag prior to these not only Europeans, but prior to these Irish and Scottish, and before they start coming, guess who had the flag? And had our tribes written on it. You about to see. You about to see how they lied. Watch, I swear. Look. Shout out to my wife. Tanisha, I love you, baby. Shout out to my wife. We be up late night, super early during the day, getting this done. This ain't no joke to us. And we trying to teach our people to wake y'all up, as they lie to us about so many things to not show that we were in control. Purposely. Watch this. This in part is also known as the survival of the fittest. The issue with these particular nationalist groups is that they did not want to contend with the thought of another race being in absolute control of them. Although these groups are stating that they want equality in the form of a democracy, what they truly desire is yet their hidden agenda, which lies along the basis of achieving supremacy above all other races. So, with the emergence of these nationalist groups, the days of America being great for the Negroes were, over time, systematically changed in favor of America's power brokers, who are now funding an illegitimate democracy. Now, I'm gonna stop right here. Why would they try to portray Trump? They were portraying Trump. Listen, y'all, this is deep. This is not Trump right here. That's not Trump. But why would they portray Trump with this particular nationalist group? Why would they do that? Trump's quote, his main quote was "Make America Great Again." But what you guys fail to realize is what time period he's referring to. No, his father wasn't. Hold on. Trump been telling the truth, but Trump, hear me out. There's a reason why they portrayed Trump like this. Now, America was great, but think about why Trump would say, "Let's make America great again." I'm glad I stopped right here and we could break this down before I go any further. Yeah, now that's Photoshop or whatever. I believe that was somebody that had on a costume to look like him. That's not him. Like, let's knock that out. That's not him. But they're portraying him not to make a mockery of him, but to send a message. Because why else would they show that? Why would they show Trump with the Ku Klux Klan, a nationalist group? Listen to this. During the time where Reconstruction was happening, and keep in mind, his slogan was "Let's make America great again." What time period was he referring to? See, and I know it's a lot of Trump fans out there. This is not a knock to Trump. This is actually trying to show you what he's referring to. When was America great for foreigners? Nah, back up. Not 1930s. Come back a little bit. 1871. Nah, come. Okay. All right, hold on. All right, because I know that's going. I'm trying to think of another way to explain this. But you got to come up. Yes, 1890 is when white supremacy started. That's correct. And then you started seeing the Ku Klux Klan. Heavy. They were coming after the Republicans and those of the Niji that were Republicans as well in the political office. If Trump wanted to bring it back to that era, hold on. If Trump wants to bring it back to that era where he felt as though America was great, it's not because of the Ku Klux Klan, it's because of who was in office. During the time period of the Ku Klux Klan existing, like doing the majority of their white supremacist work. Yeah, this was before Woodrow Wilson. No. This was before Woodrow Wilson. I actually stated it, but I'm surprised nobody caught what I just said. Yeah, Lincoln was in a, keep in mind, nah. We're not talking about a particular president per se, guys. We're talking about a particular era. If Trump, okay, what they're focusing on in this particular photograph is somebody in a costume of Trump, like, you know, in a Trump costume, hugged up with a nationalist group, one of the nationalist groups that they were raising high during a particular time period, during the Reconstruction era. Yes, I see that. That's correct. But who was in office? We were. So when Trump says, let's make America great again, is that including us or is it not? Remember when Trump said, I'm gonna say this again because certain people didn't catch it. He said he's after you. They're after you. He's just in the way. Why would he be in the way? In the way of another Reconstruction? Would he be in the way of another formation of another government, or would he be in the way of the white supremacists trying to keep themselves intact? Trump was sending out, he did it in a funny way. Trump was sending out multiple messages to let you guys know that we were in control. I played a couple of them throughout my videos. One of them, I don't know if he was inside of a church, but he had a meeting with a lot of Niji people. And I believe it was a lot of Niji pastors there as well. And he said straight up that we built this country. Talking about us. That we built this country. The government knows it. The folks in the White House know it. And so does Trump. So I'm gonna say this again. If Trump, his slogan was to make America great again. Was America great prior to white supremacy or after? And if they showing him what the nationalist group that was set out to promote white supremacy, that's a hidden message. It's not saying that he's for white supremacy. It's saying that he's talking about that era. Now, what would be even more propaganda is if they got Trump hugging people, the Ku Klux Klan, but these Ku Klux Klan people were Niji people. And remember when I showed you that there were Niji people involved in the Ku Klux Klan? A lot of them. A lot of them. That's the era that Trump is referring to. That was before, like I'm talking about, it didn't have to take that long to reconstruct. But the problem is that just like to go back to what Steve Coakley was referring to, was that these banks and insurance companies, like they had their own agenda in order to take it over, in order to enhance their growth over here in a foreign territory, their economic growth. And that made us fall because we didn't know their overall agenda. Yeah, now even before Reconstruction, we were doing well. We were doing very well, prospering. We were the capitalists of this society. Businesses, banks, jobs, housing, we had it all. I'm talking about us, Niji. We had it all. We were in the government. We had control over our communities. You didn't see racism everywhere. Hold on, listen. You did not see race, and that's another thing I pointed out in that documentary about who infiltrated the civil rights movement. I was showing you on that video that racism did not exist in every state. People had no idea that was going on. In fact, the college students had to be taught that that was going on as far as segregation is concerned. But they called it segregational racism. Because originally, what was racism defined as? Racism was about, or defines a person that's all about their own race. Prejudice, or being prejudiced, is someone that stands against another group of people that are not their own. Remember, the term racism just came about. Racism, yeah, classism as well. Because they use the term class to separate the people in particular classes, groups of people. First class citizenship, second class citizenship, third class citizenship. That's what was going on. It wasn't racism, it was classism. That is absolutely correct. And what, prejudice went out the door? So this is another reason, listen y'all, this is another reason why you know the Ku Klux Klan didn't come in with racial intentions. Now, they were infiltrated, and I don't know if we should put that out, hon. Maybe we should, you know, because I need to show them who was that. But they infiltrated the Ku Klux Klan, because I got people, I got pictures of the Ku Klux Klan in meetings with people like Louis Farrakhan, for example. And what I mean by meetings is that they're sitting in the audience listening to Farrakhan speak. Wouldn't they have an issue with that if they were racist? Why would they be there? Wait a minute now. Are they trying to work together? Listen to the era. Listen to the era. Do you think for 1 second that the FOI will have some so-called racist people in the audience? You must be out your mind. They would karate chop this. Huh? Some of them wouldn't mind. They probably would let racist people in the audience because they don't know their real intent. But Farrakhan was working with a lot of those people that we would consider racist. Yeah, Farrakhan is from, his family's from South America. Farrakhan's wife is from here. She's a Niji. And you know what? They might have got, I'm gonna say something about Farrakhan. They might have took him off the internet as far as, you know, the big platforms that you see. But Farrakhan got his own nation. It's beyond religion. Farrakhan got his own nation, his own land. They created businesses. A lot of people got something to say about Farrakhan, but the good, I'm gonna tell you right now, the good outweigh the bad when it comes to Farrakhan. Now, what I don't like is how some records popped up that I don't like that's been declassified. I have an issue with. I'm still investigating that make me turn my nose up at certain suggestions that he gave to get rid of certain people that were on the rise, like Khalid Muhammad. Not Malcolm X, Khalid Muhammad. I didn't like that. That was what I saw was concerning to me. And I was like, Now, as far as Malcolm X, we know who pulled the trigger on that. That's out. We already know. Farrakhan didn't have anything to do with that. I can tell you that right now. That wasn't his call. He wasn't in that position to make that type of call. Keep in mind, Farrakhan restarted the NOI. Restarted the NOI because Elijah Muhammad disappeared. Farrakhan restarted the NOI. When you saw Khalid Muhammad, maybe I'll talk about that at another time and show you some records of what I got. Because there's some, like I said, there's some concerning things that I saw that I would, once again, I would have to do some more digging to get some real answers here. But I was like, I don't like that one. That's one of the things I don't like. I'm gonna tell you that right now. And I know, you know, people with NOI watch my stuff too. You know, this ain't no knock to what's going on as far as what y'all got going on. But I was like, what's up with that? What's up with this right here? Like, I mean, why would the FBI declassify documents that they had based off of the research, investigative research that they conducted on him when it comes to Khalid Muhammad just all of a sudden? Like, I mean, he ain't have no health problems. Come on. Something was up with that. You know, that's the only, once again, that's the only issue that I have. But Khalid Muhammad was on the, he was next up. He was next up. And it was just iffy to me because Elijah Muhammad knew Malcolm X was next up. But yeah, but he had, to go back to what I'm saying, Farrakhan had these nationalist groups, not just the Ku Klux Klan, but he had the Ku Klux Klan. Like I said, I got these, I'm not making this up. This is no lie. He had them in an audience of his meetings, of his gatherings. Multiple times, not just on occasion. So once again, you're gonna learn what Trump mean by making America great again. Because not only that, you're gonna learn why these type of people existed, the Ku Klux, all the nationalist groups. They were trying to empower themselves as foreigners. Here, because at this time, they did not have power. They didn't even have control over the government. Remember, they had to infiltrate the government and representatives of the government in order to gain power. Excuse me. Don't forget this. Listen closely. According to Edward Bellamy on equality, to ascertain a complete revolution on the economic basis of society, there first needs to be a democratic movement, quote, by which personal and class rule in political matters is overthrown. He stated, "It is astonishing that there should have been any intelligent persons among you who did not perceive that political democracy was but the pioneer corpse and advanced guard of economic democracy, clearing the way and providing the instrumentality for the substantial part of the program, namely the equalization of the distribution of work and wealth,
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and false news
has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think, and this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
Democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous.
All of them saying democracy.
Extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is 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 extremely dangerous to our
Hold up. When you pledge allegiance, listen, y'all, this is how deep this is about to get, this entire video. When you pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, this is all about to be explained right after this. I'm about to explain it. And to the republic for which it stands. Listen, y'all, look. I'm telling you, this how deep this get. They flipped the script. They flipped it. And look how they got all your media channels repeating, regurgitate. This is a script. Watch, I'm trying to tell, this ain't no joke. This is deep.
democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our 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 democracy. To our democracy. To our democracy. To our democracy.
While often categorized as a democracy, the United States is more accurately defined as a constitutional federal republic. And what that means is that the government in the United States is based on a constitution, which is the supreme law of the United States. According to the national constitution, in the United States is based on a constitution, which is the supreme law of the United States. Okay, hold on. Before we go any further, let's make the connection here. So it's a federal, constitutional federal republic. Nowadays, they telling you that that is the same thing as a democracy. Don't fall for that. Let me tell you why. We all know that there's 2 constitutions, correct? And if you do know, tell me the dates, and then I'm gonna move forward. Tell me the date, tell me the year of the first US Constitution, then tell me the year of the second. And once I know that you got that, I'm gonna move forward. It's 2 constitutions. Okay, that's the first one. Exactly. Okay, Jashawn got it. All right. Okay, that's what I needed to see. That's exactly what I needed to see. No, 1871, not 91, 1871. 1776, 1871. Now, when 1871 came, so did some changes to the Constitution. They had to write themselves in. Now, what era was this again? 1871 is when they came, yes, that's correct, Catrice, when they became incorporated. Right, Organic Act 1871. Also, this is the same time of the what? Let's make sure we all up right. The Reconstruction. Okay, we all right. Okay. Yes, and yes, that's where they started coming up with the, yes, Aubrey, when they start coming up with the first class citizenship, the second class citizenship, the third. Are you putting this together? Huh? Right, okay, Day. Okay, who? I'm glad he brought that up. Who? Okay, who did the United States get their independence from? They became independent of, well, I mean, you know, from who? Where? Did they leave somebody? Did they? That 1776. They wrote their own constitution and say, we independent. We don't need such and such. Who is that? Britain. Very good. I just want to make sure we good. Excellent. Hey, I see somebody got that person went so fast, but yeah, just knock him out of there. We don't need no haters. No, we teaching. We gotta walk it. We gotta make sure everybody on the same page. When I play that sniper, that means somebody gotta get up out the chat. Snipe him. But that chat went so fast, I'm sure everybody missed it. All right, here we go. According to the National Constitution Center, in a reflection on democratic constitutionalism, quote, "The Constitution is the law of lawmaking. It structures and limits the powers of government. Sometimes the Constitution speaks in precise and unambiguous terms. It also goes on to state that often constitutional provisions are elliptical and incomplete, filled with grand abstractions. The Constitution gives Congress the power to regulate commerce. This means that although the Constitution is written and perceived to be worded as being clearly defined with exact statements, it is filled with wording that only appears to supply a person with jurisdiction and equal protection, but it is attributive, omitting who is to receive the benefit of one's agreeance. That's purposely done. Further, by replacing any form of government that could have already been in use, whether internal or external. Now, so that the newest one, replaced any form of government that could have already been in use, whether internal or external. I'm about to break down what that means. Some of you should know. many people may be unfamiliar with the form of government that existed prior to this government that we know of by way of compulsory public and charter schools throughout America. It is a government that existed before we decided to vote in the 1850s, and way before we decided to agree with rules set forth as guidelines or policies within our constitutional federal republic as a democracy. Before a random stranger demonstrated to each of us through schooling what a government should look like, we had general senses relating to our nature, our character, and the condition of our mind. We had our constitution, and our actions reflected our desires without any form of controlling influence. In other words, we were able to exercise personal authority, and we could think. In a pure democracy, laws are made directly by the voting majority, leaving the rights of the minority largely unprotected. Now, here go the difference. Here it go. This is what they changed. In a democracy, laws are made directly by the voting majority, leaving the rights of the minority largely unprotected. Remember, they called us, they still do it to this day. They call us what? They call us the minority. Not only by way of population, they call us the minority, period, by way of their laws. By way of their laws. Oh, I sniped him. Sniper! He thought he was slick. I sniped him. Don't come up in here with hate when I'm teaching people, y'all. Don't do that. Here we go. And in a republic, laws are made by representatives chosen by the people and must comply with the Constitution that specifically protects the rights of the minority from the will of the majority. Now, tell me, is that happening now? Keep in mind, we allegedly are choosing our representatives, and they must comply with the Constitution. But that specifically protects the rights of the minority from the will of the majority. Are we in a republic or democracy? This is the difference. And they trying to make it seem like it's the same, and it's not. They changed it to a democracy purposely to keep themselves up. That was purposely done. No, yeah, cooler than you, not only by way of a driver's license, not only by that, imposing taxes. That's how deep it get. Imposing taxes on the U.S. citizens is keeping you at bay up under this democracy. Notice I said bay, relating to water being relating to land. It goes back to the doctrine of discovery, which in turn wasn't about the land, it was about controlling the waters surrounding the land. That's what they were doing. Maritime law, thank you. Thank you. We gotta stop them. We letting them get away with this. And look, this ain't even, look, this is the basic stuff before we get into the deep stuff. Look how far we got to go in this video. And I don't care how long we streaming, we about to get through this. Look at that. So you know for a fact that they set this up by design to only benefit the foreigners by way of a democracy. And then they constantly hire the boule all the way up up to the ones they want to call the majority to propagate their will on the minority.
Now that's crazy.
All right, let's go. The problem with this was, and still is, that when we are in school and taught about government, it's an external government only. This was in order to overpower our own reasoning for self-government or to self-govern. All right, remember this? Remember this? I did a full-fledged, no. I didn't do a doc on this. I'm sorry. I did a Easter egg Sunday to show you why I showed this picture. I hope you can see my mouse. Is my mouse showing? I don't know. But in the back, I really don't have to explain this again. I'm sure you guys saw this. But the reason why I pointed at the book, like when you saw, what time? Yeah, I did a little point at the book, is because they're teaching the people and the students in this audience, they're teaching the students how to self-govern. But notice in the front, who are in the front, the Indian is to the side holding up a CBA upside down. You know how they give us when we, go out there and play football, for example? Any binding contract is an indenture. Any binding contract is an indenture. An indenture is a contract. That's why we had indentured servitude. They contracted you as an employee. Come on, y'all. But the whole point of me telling you this is that the government was trying to teach the particular areas how to self-govern, but up under their rules and regulation. Yes, a collective bargaining agreement, binding contract, all of them, collective bargaining, all of them are the same. They're still indentures, still to this day. CBA, collective bargaining agreement, handing them out to NBA players, anybody, go ahead. Look, you're signing a collective bargaining agreement when you apply for a job. Did you know that? You signing one when you apply for a job. This is still ongoing. That's why slavery never stopped. They making you think it did. It was just transformed into that. It was commercialized by way of the Union. Remember, before it was called the United States, it was called the Union States. And I don't mean when it was separate. Remember, the Confederate broke off from the Union. It was always the Union States. That's what they called themselves. The British government still are in control. Still. They ain't get no independence from no Great Britain. They still here. These are their laws that they threw up under that new constitution. That's their courtroom that they trying to force you to go to. That's them. And as long as you are a U.S. citizen, you will always be a slave to this foreign government. And that's how they set it up by design. That's not Dane Calloway making that up. They told you who got jurisdiction over the people. It's them. And we allowed it just because we don't know. See, keep in mind back then, and I told you how they got away with that. They didn't teach it to the adults who are in this picture. Children. They knew it was going to take time, so they taught the students that. So the students become adults. Listen, y'all. Ooh, man. You see how much work we got to do? That's right. That's right, Coolin', and you indoctrinated. This is it right here. Clearly. When we are in school and taught about government, it's an external government only. This was in order to overpower our own reasoning for self-government or to self-govern. We were told that a democracy and someone else's constitution was the only way things had been done since the creation of our country. We were told that the reason why our constitution starts with "we the people" was due to the laws created and mandated through our constitution, which would only work in favor of the people. However, we were unfortunately not the people that this constitution intended to protect. "We the people" referred directly to the society or organization that incorporated itself as the government of the United States, previously known as the Union. The Union.
Our Constitution opens with the words, as trite as it sounds, "we the people." Well, it's time to remember that we the people are the government. Well, it's time to remember that we the people are the government. You and I. Not some force in a distant capital. Not some powerful force that we have no control over. It's us. It's we the people. In another era, when our democracy was tested, Franklin Roosevelt reminded us, in America, we do our part. We all do our part. That's all I'm asking. That we do our part, all of us. That if we do that, we will meet the center challenge of the age by proving that democracy is durable and strong. Autocrats will not win the future. We will. America will. And the future belongs to America. Another era, when our democracy was tested, Franklin Roosevelt reminded us, in America, we do our part. We all do our part. That's all I'm asking. That we do our part, all of us. If we do that, we will meet the center challenge of the age by proving that democracy is durable and strong.
See their agenda? See their agenda? Even though there's an actor behind him or on him, that's a different story. Listen to what he's saying. Proving that the democracy is strong, huh? Alive and well. Is that the American dream? Go ahead, Brandon.
Autocrats will not win the future. We will. America will. And the future belongs to America.
So let me ask you, how many of you feel as if your voice is actually heard when it pertains to the laws that are created? Are they really done in the best interest of the people? And if so, which people? Somehow down the line, we as a people allowed ourselves to be lowered into a settled condition, blinded by an illusion, where we inadvertently gave strangers. Look at this picture, y'all. Look at this picture. Creek Seminole College, Boley, Oklahoma. I can't see it, but that's what it say at the bottom. Like it says Creek Seminole College, Boley, Oklahoma at the bottom. I could zoom in. Hello?
You talk more shit than a little bit. Back to Mother Africa. That's bullshit. You do not know a goddamn thing about Africa.
No, say it again.
You do not know a goddamn thing about Africa.
I'm just saying. I mean, Oklahoma, Creek, Seminole. I'ma just let this sink in. Y'all can't see this? Hold on. We got something better. Hold on. Can you see this now? Can you see this now? So let's do it. Before we go any further, let's back up. That say what? Creek Seminole College. Booley, Oklahoma. Booley, Oklahoma. Don't be confused by Booley. That's not hopefully it's not pronounced like that. I'm not sure. But Boule is spelled B-O-U-L-E. And I'm gonna zoom in. I'm just saying. But we got way more than this. We got way more than this. Where the Indians at? Y'all in here? Huh? These are folks right here. These are Niji right here. Shout out to Oklahoma. And look who they got teaching our people. You know who the teacher is, right? Look to the far right. I'm just saying. Let me go back. Hold up. And we as a people allowed ourselves to be lowered into a settled condition, blinded by an illusion where we inadvertently gave strangers the power of authority. But don't beat yourself up about this, because at the time of this occurring, our ancestors were vulnerable children who were swayed by the influence of a stranger that appeared to be greater, more intelligent, and more powerful than we thought we were. But keep in mind that this was merely an illusion. The word supremacy stems from the word supreme, which is defined as highest in rank, power, or authority, highest in degree or quality. And before we move forward, I think it is important to note who holds the power in a republic. In a republic, power is held by the people and their representatives in government, or so it seems. A simple breakdown of the word republic will direct you to the truth and give you a better understanding of where the power resides. The word republic is comprised of two words, the prefix re and public. It is understood that the prefix re is typically used in reference to a return of something that already exists. It is meant to bring something about once more, as if to renew. And the word public is defined as something that concerns the people as a whole. But in this context, it is actually referring to something that is existing in open view, publicly. A republic is another way of saying a readjustment or reorganization, which is essential to note that it is similar to a reconstruction. To create the republic, see? It is similar to a reconstruction. That's why they wanted to get rid of that republic. Look! That's why they wanted to get rid of it. Right there. I just told you. Yep, restart, reset. That was done purposely, y'all. They wanted to eliminate that republic for that reason. That's why they're promoting a democracy. Yep, recycle. You could say recycle. Indian givers. That's it. Yep. The Great Reset. That's right. That's right, Levante. The Great Reset. That happened right there. 1871. That this democracy was referring to, something must be given. Understood that the prefix "re" is typically used in reference to a return of something that already exists. It is meant to bring something about once more, as if to renew. Okay. And the word public is defined as something that concerns the people as a whole. But in this context, it is actually referring to something that is existing in open view. Publicly. A republic is another way of saying a readjustment. Or reorganization. Which is essential to note that it is similar to a reconstruction. To create the republic that this democracy was referring to, something must be given to garner the concern of the people as a whole. In present day, fear is being used for this reason. Woo! It must be shared openly. Hold on. Oh man, right organization, there. Which is essential to note that it is similar to a reconstruction. To create the republic that this democracy was referring to, something must be given to garner the concern of the people as a whole. In present day, fear is being used for this reason. Fear goes back to what I was saying way earlier in the stream. It goes back to a lot of videos that I put out. It goes back to a lot of videos I put out. Notice what I'm about to show you. Notice it. It goes back to all the fear-mongering stories they gave us, the slave trade. Oh, we came from Africa. They always got to use these fear-mongering tactics in order to decimate our people's literacy, one, and our way of thinking, two. And they also, yes, Day. I was just about to say that. They also gave you religion. They also gave you religion to keep you in fear of something unforeseen. That's not a knock to your belief. I'm not doing that, y'all. I'm just speaking in a historical way. Listen. They want you to be in fear of something unforeseen. Yes, Omac, religion. Reconstructing your reconstructing your spirituality that already existed. Yes, Church Estate. I went over Church Estate. YouTube not allowing me to play those videos. I did 3-part series on Church Estate. Killed it. They not letting me. I'm telling you, church is the state. State is the church. They work hand in hand. This is all. This is their doing. And I told you before, it was the Puritan way of life. They still follow by this creed today. No matter who's living, no matter if Queen Elizabeth is dead or who's they still follow by that same creed. The Puritan way of life. I said on multiple occasions, look it up. I showed you where I got it from. I put out the video twice. I tried. Maybe I'll go over it during the live stream. Maybe I need to do that. Maybe. But yeah, they're giving us all these, the transatlantic slave trade and all these fear-mongering stories. That's their gimmick. And here they go with the monkeypox. Right now. It's always something. It's always something. Look, and if it's not a disease or a virus, it's another disease or a virus. You know what that is? White supremacy. Oh, we need reparations. Oh, we getting treated different from other people. We've been knew this. We've been knew that this. Everybody is treating us different. How is that brand new? And we still crying about it? Or we gonna do something about it? That's why I said white supremacy is an illusion, because it's all in your mind. If you detach that supremacy from your mindset, who's in control? You. They don't have no power, not like how you think they do. They don't have no power like that. We could pull that rug from right up under their feet now, and they can't do nothing about it. Let's go. It must be saying a readjustment or reorganization, which is essential to note that it is similar to a reconstruction. To create the republic that this democracy was referring to, something must be given to garner the concern of the people as a whole. In present day, fear is being used for this reason. It must be shared openly for all of the people of a country to take part in prior to a new idea or thing or device being inserted, which would be patriotism during this particular time. And for this reason alone, the Pledge of Allegiance was born. A Pledge of Allegiance. Hold on. Listen. They had to include patriotism. Hold on. Patriotism during this must be shared openly for all of the people of a country to take part in prior to a new idea or thing or device being inserted, which would be patriotism during this particular time. Notice I said device. It's gonna come back. It's gonna come back up. Or device. That's why I said it just like that. Oh man, y'all. Please close. If you got something else going on, I really need you to stop whatever you're doing and focus on this part right here, please. Please, no distractions. Please. I don't have music playing because I want you to hear me. Listen to what I'm about to break down right here. I'm talking about tunnel focus right here. And for this reason alone, the Pledge of Allegiance was born. A pledge of allegiance to the new flag presented by the new government. Because at the time, there were other flags pre-existing. So a code of conduct was created to take the place of any pre-existing flags that predate the reconstruction of the government in 1877. Hold on. It's about to get deep. They wanted to replace the flags that already existed. Yeah, I'm gonna let it marinate, because I know I moved a little quick right there. That's why I'm doing this, so we could take it a step at a time. Yes, the Confederate flag existed before the so-called USA flag. Yes, it did. Yes, and Kanye knew that. Hold on, Kanye not the only one. That's Andre 3000, Ludacris, Kanye, Little John. A shout out to it was a couple of people from the South doing that. What's my boy name from Mississippi? David Banner. It was a lot of people that was showcasing that it was ours. We knew it. We knew it. Killer Mike, that's right. Watch. Pastor Troy, that's another one. That's another one. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know if Bun B did it. I believe. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Did they shut this off? No, they did not, bro. Am I still streaming? Hold on, hold on. Where's my chat? Hold up, y'all. Hold up. Hold up, y'all. Give me. We still here? Okay, good. Okay. I wish I could record what's going on my side right now, so y'all can see. Hold on. I don't see the chat. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm gonna tell you right now. They went to a white screen. My chat went to a white screen. My stream went to a white screen saying I need to reload. Hold on, y'all. I gotta bring everything back up. 1 second, please. This is crazy, man. This is crazy. And all I'm doing is teaching the truth. That's all I'm doing. That's foul that I gotta go through this. This is stupid. My family members blowing me up. Okay, we good? Okay, yeah. All right, hold on. Well, wait a minute, y'all. I can't see my chat. Hold up. I can't see nothing. They just straight cut me out. Okay, all right, there you go. Okay, there's my chat. All right, there we go. Okay. We in here. Yeah, I saw it hit over 5K. See, that's probably what they didn't want. So they probably, sent out something. All right, so where were we? See, that made me it made me lose my train of thought. Let me back up a little bit. Oh, no. We were talking about this particular flag. And I'm telling you guys that this flag was in existence prior to the USA flag. And I'm gonna break down what happened in order for us to adopt that flag. Okay? You're about to see it. We're about to break it down. Now the 5K coming back, they probably kicked certain people out. That's purposely done. I'm not worried about it. Regardless, people still gonna see it. Hold on, where were we? Oh, right here. Oh, by the way, that's Birth of a Nation. I don't know if, did I clip that out? Okay, that's Birth of a Nation. And I'm clipped it out a little bit. I should have did it a little bit different. But Birth of a Nation, this was the very first one. But keep in mind, this is dealing with the Ku Klux Klan, those nationalist groups we're talking about. Okay? But they had to implement patriotism in order for them to rise and to eliminate our old Confederate. Watch. were other flags pre-existing. So a code of
hold
to
on.
something.
Oh, no. That's too far back. 1 second. Right. Yeah, right here.
Which would be patriotism during this particular time. And for this reason alone, the Pledge of Allegiance was born. A pledge of allegiance to the new flag presented by the new government. Because at the time, there were other flags pre-existing. So a code of conduct was created to take the place of any pre-existing flags that predate the reconstruction of the government in 1877.
Listen.
In America, during the Reconstruction period, French, German, Irish, and British immigrants, just to name a few, who made America their new home, sought to find a peaceful way for revolution. They longed for a democratic and nonviolent approach in order to be accepted in American society. Doesn't that sound all too familiar? This was a very hard time for immigrants, because of the excessive poverty they were encountering after migrating to America. And this inequality was being perceived as the furthering of slavery amongst the white race, as these newcomers had to work in order to become established. They saw the beautiful lives that the Negroes had already established, and because—
Look at that photo. Who picking cotton? I got more too. Wait a minute now, hold up. Somebody in the chat tell me who picking cotton? Who doing it? Yeah, you see two Negroes in there, right? You see two Negroes showing them the ropes, right? Huh? Show them in the ropes, but who over there picking cotton? Huh?
Now that's crazy.
Who picking cotton? Ooh, they try to hide this stuff. They didn't want to show that they were in the fields. They just wanted to show that they were overseeing. Nah. Y'all was in the fields. Working. And look, the cotton was the last run. Just imagine what they were doing before cotton came. Huh? Woo! All right. Hold up. I saw somebody. Oh, look. But nah. I really want to show this picture. Hold up. Cause they saying they can't see it. One more time, real quick. They picking cotton. I mean, we see the two Negroes. Don't get it twisted. We see the two Negroes. Notice she had long straight hair. Come on, man. All right. I got more than that. Way more than that.
Very hard time for immigrants because of the excessive poverty they were encountering after migrating to America. And this inequality was being perceived as the furthering of slavery amongst the white race, as these newcomers had to work in order to become established.
they saw the beautiful lives that the Negroes had already established. And because we were not sharing with these strangers, which is an extremely stingy person, or
my bad, I hit the wrong button.
Towards their standards, we were regarded as being niggardly, which is an extremely stingy person.
Hold up. Just because we ain't want to help them.
Established. And because we were not sharing with these strangers or being open towards their standards, we were regarded as being niggardly, which is an extremely stingy person.
Just because we ain't want to help them, they called us niggas. Coming from niggardly, you think I'm playing? These squatters, yes, Tico, these squatters know what's up. They called us the niggas. Why? We was being extremely stingy with our lands, crops, huh? Cause we ain't want to help them. So they made you feel sorry for them by giving you religion. And some of our folks fell for it. When they found out that we wasn't falling for these, like, for example, these particular, like teenagers and grown men, they sent the children in and made us feel sorry for the children. And some of our tribes adopted those children and said, we're gonna help you out. That's how they became a part of the tribes. Called us the niggas. Huh? We were being stingy. What's another word for this, or another term? Y'all was saying this earlier. Another word for niggardly is what? Y'all said this earlier in the chat. I'm gonna say it for you. Yes, D-Far, Indian giver. There you go, Kier. I see you, Indian giver. Come on, y'all. Put it together. Indian giver. Cause where did that arise from? Woo! Where did Indian giver arise from? It's over. They know better than that. They know we were the breadwinners. We were the landowners. We were the sharecroppers, and we ain't want to share crops. Hold on, I'm gonna say that again. We were the sharecroppers, and we ain't want to share crops with foreigners. So they hired instructors to teach them how to farm. Hold on. So they hired instructors to teach them how to farm. Who said that? Was that Fred Hampton? No, that wasn't Fred Hampton. Was that Malcolm X? No, that wasn't Malcolm X. That was Martin Luther King that said that. And this is it right here. This is it. That's exactly what he said. He wasn't lying. Keep in mind, that was during a time period where he was going against the government and speaking the truth. Yes, the Homestead Acts. Van Greer, the Homestead Acts. All of them, not just one, all of them. That's what got him killed. That's right. That's what got him killed, Trey. That's what got him killed. Because he put our eyes, that's right, Sean, in order to mechanize our farms. He said our, not their. He said our farms. Clearly said our. This was our land.
Still is. That's why I said technically we don't need to pay for nothing. They owe us. That's what he was after too. That's what he meant by they gotta write us a check. That's what he meant. Because they survived off of our backs. They survived off of our laboring. They survived off of our sharecropping. They survived because we helped them. This is beyond restitution. This is beyond reparations. The whole government owes us. You know what they owe us? Everything, not just a check. From the government on down, they owe us everything because they wouldn't be here otherwise. And that's not over exaggeration. That's not, Dane Calloway making it up. That is the truth. They would not be here if it wasn't for us. They owe us everything. And a check can't cut it. Had the nerve to call us niggardly. Had the nerve to call us Indian givers. Like we owed them something. You ran away from your motherland. We were already here. And see, this is another thing. Explain to me how these poor white folks, not to knock all white folks, but I'm just saying, listen. Explain to me how these poor white folks managed to go capture some Africans from Africa and bring them back. How? What resources? What resources? They were poor coming here. They lied. They were poor coming here. They lied.
Sniper!
Oh, I see Laney got him. Woof. Yeah. When I play that, that means somebody got to go out the chat. I appreciate that. She sniped her. Yeah. All right, so let's go. Let's go. Established. They saw the beautiful lives that the Niji had already established. And because we were not sharing with these strangers or being open towards their standards, we were regarded as being niggardly, which is an extremely stingy person. The government created by the 13 colonies was still in place, but it didn't have a firm footing as a form of control that reigned supreme over the Niji of America. The political structure of a democracy was still being introduced, along with the idea of voting as a solution to reoccurring problems. During this time period of Reconstruction, intermediate social structures were put in place in the form of voting through the use of representatives to mediate relations within the state. And the formation of this political structure allowed for a stranger's traditional hierarchy to be easily formed. Once this political structure was put in place, nationalist groups like the Ku Klux Klan sabotaged elections to detour motivation in hopes of hijacking political infrastructures. This type of political propaganda was used in two ways. It was used to not only create fear, but it was also used to spread it on a national level, all while gaining traction for the voting system to be implemented among the masses. Because the only way to have a foreigner placed at the top and eventually have the Niji as a people placed at the bottom, the Niji must agree to include themselves within this political pyramid scheme. The Niji must include themselves within this political pyramid scheme That's the only way they can put themselves at the top. The needy must include themselves. Look at this picture. The lost cause worse than slavery. What's in the middle, y'all? Hold on, let me come up a little bit. Oh, I cut that. That was important. All right, notice how it says the Union. I believe it was saying the Union, so it was. And then it says, right, oh, hold on, let me zoom in. Right at the top, where it says, I believe that was cut off, the Union as it was, if I'm not mistaken. Remember, going back to what Donald Trump said, making America great again. Okay? Now, this is a white man's government. The lost cause worse than slavery. What's this in the... Oh, damn, I turned right to the chat. I see everybody saying Skull and Bones. What's Skull and Bones again? Them secret societies lining up with that boule that I told you about earlier. This is all them. Here they go. Here they go. Them secret societies, the fraternities and sororities, they all tied together. All of them. May they burn in hell. Burn in hell. We got to get rid of them. And we will get rid of them. And we will. We will. We go back a little bit. Because the only way to have a foreigner placed at the top and eventually have the needy as a people placed at the bottom, the needy must agree to include themselves within this political pyramid scheme, which is the illusion of inclusion. And the best way for this to be accomplished was to introduce all of this to the children in the form of stages that would produce successful results. Listen. According to the archives of the Vindicator Printing Company, on June 14, 1889, Colonel George Balch, a kindergarten teacher in New York City, planned appropriate ceremonies for the children of his school, and his idea of observing Flag Day was later adopted by the State Board of Education of New York. George Balch was the founder of the flag salute and the founder of the patriotic teaching in public schools. On June 29, 1889, Hold on. George Balch was the founder of the flag salute. Do you see the flag salute? That was the mark my word, Dane Calloway. I'm not making this up. I'm probably the first person on the internet pointing this out. Look at the flag salute. This is the original flag salute. This is the original flag salute. That's going to line it up to the white supremacists that do the same thing. That's going to line it up to the Nazis. They're going to line it up with Hitler. But they not lining it up with America for a reason. Yep, Steve Bannon, all of them. So keep in mind that this is George Balch on the right. He was the founder of the flag salute. And he was the founder of teaching the patriotic way in public schools to all children. Keep that in mind. So, once again, they had the children doing this as well, this same flag salute. Should I back up a little bit? Should we back up a little bit? Or can I keep going? I'm looking at the chat. Should I back up a little bit? Can we keep going? Yes, the Roman Catholic Church is involved heavily. Yes. Go ahead. Keep going. Okay. Here we go. Back up. I just saw one back up. Everybody's saying keep going. Okay, they go 2, 3. Nah, keep going. All right. Keep going, rules. Here we go. Rules. On June 29th, 1889, an article written for the New York Times states Colonel George T. Balch delivered an address to the teachers of the industrial schools of the Children's Aid Society about a general plan for the patriotic education of the youth of our nation. The article states that George Balch corresponded with the educational agents of various states and territories, and the reports and statistics that he received gave him great confidence in the educational system and dissipated his fears as to the future of the government. He believed that in this country, the condition of the working people will have a great influence upon the safety of the government and country. End quote. It is important to note that the word condition is used here to create an environment of agreement, to have a significant influence over something so that you can bring it to the desired state for your use. And so the article continues discussing patriotism as a form of conditioning for children, as it states, quote, patriotism and the knowledge of the principle upon which the government rests are the mainstays of the country. So the colonel came to the conclusion that the cultivation of patriotism was necessary, not only in public schools, but also in the private and in the denominational schools. So now you know that this was important to be placed inside of the private and denominational schools. Keep that in mind. I'm not going to talk too much as I don't want to give it away. I just want you to see, I want you to note. And why, I know I'm going to say this, but I'm going to say this anyway. It is necessary, he believes, to impress the children with a sense of their obligations to the country. It is, that's the next line I'm about to say. It is necessary, he believes, to impress the children with a sense of their obligations to the country. What would be their obligations? Their children. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What would be the children's obligation to the country? Children. Let me see it in the chat. Servitude. Patrice got it right on. Servitude. Slavery. Military. Christian, look at the chat. Y'all go. Thank you. This is what I appreciate. That's why I love doing dialogues like this. I love that. I love that. Yes, work. This is all their agenda. Compliance. That is correct. Even warfare. Free labor. Employees. Loyalty. Armed forces, football, all of them, but they handing it to the children so they can become adults and still work for this country. And they get nothing in return. I mean, unless you find with the salary you making. Working them long hours, sometimes you got to do overtime just to make ends meet. You fine with that? Barely spending time with your children because you always working? You fine with that? Not knowing what the hell going on inside of your children's schools because you barely got time to ask them because you got to worry about what's going on at your job? You fine with that? After you didn't work your ass off and they still taxing you, taking money from you out of your paycheck, you fine with that? They tell you here, join the military and fight in a war that they create, and you die, leaving your family behind. You fine with that? Is this okay? I know you tired of it just as well as I am. It's about doing something about it now. This is the reason why I'm teaching the way that I am. Because once you become fully cognizant of what the problem is, we can make some real changes. The 13% on the way. Watch. It is necessary, he believes, to impress the children with a sense of their obligations to the country. End quote. George Balch is recognized as the creator of the very first Pledge of Allegiance, which was stated by poor and immigrant kindergartners. We give our heads and our hearts to God and our country, one language, one flag. Okay. So he was the first to create the Pledge of Allegiance, in which poor immigrant children, kindergartners, regurgitated in their classrooms. 1885, this is up. This is up. Now watch the change. It ain't over. Watch how deep this gets. The children taught at the school at which George Balch created the Pledge of Allegiance are students who are taught to belong to a large extent to the quote, neglected or dangerous class. How to bring up these children is the question for solution. It is only of late that systemized efforts have been made to instill patriotism into the rising generation. The colonel was in favor of hoisting the American flag over every school during school hours and presenting the most successful class a United States flag to be kept during good behavior. The standard bearer he would have elected by the class. He also recommended the awarding of small flags to be worn as badges for a week to the industrious and well-behaved children. The colonel proposes to get a lot of flags and badges and to distribute them among the schools of the society. Now, so a badge of honor, they do that to the military too, right? Look how they treating y'all like children. See there, man? See that? Look how they treating y'all like children. Hold up, Streamlabs. He didn't, huh? He did not post. Hey, excuse that. I gotta adjust that. I don't know. He didn't post no link. That Streamlabs tripping. And I apologize about that, Judah. That's an automatic thing. That has to be adjusted. I don't know why he thought that was that's an AI. But anyway, so the small flags to be worn as badges for a week to the industrious, listen, to the industrious and well-behaved children. Remember, I told you before that that's what you're going to school for, to become industrialized, to become good workers, to become good laborers. You don't talk back. You're good at following instructions and directions from an overseer to become good slaves, industrial workers. And they award you with a flag. So now, keep in mind, you see that there was New York Times published June 29, 1889. Okay, I be showing you my stuff, man, where I get this stuff from. Don't play no games with me saying I don't be putting it up. That's cap. I be putting it up. You just don't, listen, you better write it down. I told you that. Take notes. That's what notes is about. Even teachers give you their sources, but you gotta be, your job, your duty, which me being a teacher, your duty is to take notes. You can't just turn your nose out. The teacher don't know what he talking about, or Dane, rather, don't know what he talking about. Yes, I do. You don't know what I'm talking about. It's your duty to do your own research. It's yours. I'm telling you where I got it from. You just not paying attention, are you? That's okay. This is the reason why we having these type of live discussions right now, where we could break it down. And you gonna understand where I'm coming from in each segment. I'm not joking. I told you I'm out here teaching. Somebody say I'm preaching, whatever. I'm out here teaching, technically. That's what I'm doing. I'm not here to showboat. I'm not here to be bigger than the next one. This ain't no ego trip or I'm this, I'm that, and yeah. And no. I'm Dane Calloway. I'm here to uplift our people. This ain't about $1. This ain't about none of that. This about you becoming cognizant of what's going on and what happened to our people in the past. And it wasn't that long ago. 1889 wasn't that long ago. So we could correct these problems that we had in the past, right now in the present, in order for us to have a better future. Straight like that. End quote. 2 years later, President Benjamin Harrison issued a proclamation to honor Columbus Day with ceremonies in schools and other places of assembly. There go Columbus Day. This in turn will be what was used as the scapegoat for the reason why there should be a sudden rush of patriotism toward the flag, which is the symbol utilized as a sigil for the unsuspecting, carefree, vulnerable children. So that was 1901. They used the Columbus Day. That's when it first came. Columbus Day as the excuse in order to implement their real scheme. Okay? That was 1901. 2 years later. Just in case, I'm gonna back up a tad bit right there. Will be what was used. Benjamin Harrison issued a proclamation to honor Columbus Day with ceremonies in schools and other places of assembly. This in turn will be what was used as the scapegoat for the reason why there should be a sudden rush of patriotism toward the flag, which is the symbol utilized as a sigil for the unsuspecting, carefree, vulnerable children. The word sigil is defined as a sign, word, or device said to have occult power in astrology or magic. Woo! An inscribed or painted symbol considered to have magical power. Listen, y'all, I'm telling you, look how the Masons work, man. Listen, man, I'm telling you. When I said device, a sign, this is a sigil. You look at the flag in the back. A sign, word, or device said to have occult power in astrology or magic. This all go together, hand in hand. I've been saying this whole live stream. An inscribed or painted symbol considered to have magical power. And look, when you pledge of allegiance, hold on. When you pledge of allegiance, you giving it the power. You know how? How you giving it the power? Because you're repeating an affirmation. I'm gonna say it again. Because you're repeating an affirmation. It's over. It's over. Yep, that's right. Those are rituals. That's right. Oath takers. We gotta stop this. We gotta stop this. We got to. And they had to do it to the who? The children. They couldn't do it to the adults. They knew what they were doing. And they have not been held responsible for this. Not one time. Because our people are looking past this type of stuff. Yes, spelling. That's a spell. Magic. Once again, I said, I forgot how many videos ago it was. I said it could be used for good and bad. But you know what they using it for? They using it for their good and our bad. One more time. Word or device said to have occult power in astrology or magic. An inscribed or painted symbol considered to have magical power. The insertion of the Pledge of Allegiance was disguised as an honor to the 400th anniversary of Christopher Columbus' voyage. It will hide the real motives set forth. It was this patriotic teaching that ultimately led to democratic conformity. Because once a fearful event is produced, a child will, in turn, result to what made them the most comfortable. See? Once the children have blindly pledged their allegiance, the desired results will ensue. And this leads us to the person that's given the most credit for creating the Pledge of Allegiance, as he was commissioned to do so. Listen, the Youth's Companion was the first publication written for children in 1827. And in 1891, its publisher and editor, Daniel Ford, hired... Hold on. I don't want you to get confused. I'm just letting you know that the Youth's Companion was the first publication written for children in 1827. Then I jumped a little bit to 1891. Remember the other one was 1889. I'm telling you 1891, okay? Daniel Ford was the publisher and editor of the Youth's Companion. I don't want you to get confused. Who did he hire? Its publisher and editor, Daniel Ford, hired Francis Bellamy, a socialist Baptist church minister, for the Youth's Companion, Columbus Quadricentennial Project. Daniel Ford's nephew was struggling to compose a pledge to the flag, so Francis Bellamy was asked if he could do a better job. And before he even composed the pledge, Francis Bellamy was named chairman of the Committee for the National Education Association in February of 1892. Now that was prior to him. Okay, so keep that in mind. Francis Bellamy became the chairman of the National Education Association, which is now known as the Department of Education, in February of 1892. So look, I ain't got no music playing because this part right here is critical. So he was named, this is all done by design. He was named the chairman of the National Education Association. I'm gonna say this again, now called the Department of Education. The chairman. You hear me? And then it wasn't until August of 1892 that Francis Bellamy composed the pledge. Quote, hold on. So in February of 1892, he became the chairman of the education. Then he composed the Pledge of Allegiance in August of that same year. Making sure we still there, because I want you to remember this. Don't forget this. Don't forget this. Now listen to his, watch. He composed the pledge. Quote, I pledge allegiance to my flag and the republic for which it stands. One nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now, that was the second pledge of allegiance, August 1892. That's the second one. Now, notice he said, I pledge allegiance, cancel that, to his flag and the republic for which it stands. He's saying it right there. And the republic for which it stands. Republic had a capital R. All right. The pledge was approved along with an accompanying gesture, which was coming to attention, snapping together the heels upon beginning the recitation, and while speaking, extending the right arm, hand palm up. There you go. I told you where I got it from. American History Magazine. They admitted it. They admitted it. That is the flag. Salute. Recitation, and while speaking, extending the right arm, hand palm up. Note that this was prior to enlisting the gesture of saluting the flag, military style, later on. According to American History Magazine, more than half of the country's 120,000 public schools participated in the October 1892 National Public Schools celebration. And it was Francis Bellamy's views that looked warily on capitalism and expressed sympathy for the working man, which initially impressed Daniel Ford to hire him for such an important job in the first place. Francis Bellamy's views drew on the philosophy of his novelist cousin, Edward Bellamy, the father of the nationalist movement that I mentioned earlier in this segment. Listen, kept it in the family. Woo! Kept it in the family. That was his cousin that started the nationalist movement. Are y'all putting it together? Are y'all putting it together? That was his cousin, Edward Bellamy. That's him, right there. That ain't it. That ain't it. Watch how deep it got. One more time. Views drew on the philosophy of his novelist cousin, Edward Bellamy, the father of the nationalist movement that I mentioned earlier in this segment. In 1916, President Woodrow Wilson issued an official proclamation establishing June 14th as Flag Day. Then, 7 years later, to standardize flag etiquette and help immigrants incorporate into the body of the U.S., the representatives of the Army and the Navy and close to 70 other national groups convened in Washington, D.C. for a national flag conference on June 14, 1923. Prior to this Flag Day, there were no federal or state regulations formally governing flags display, but it was on this date that the National Flag Code was adopted. Look at the salute. Look, y'all, you think it wasn't just the Ku Klux Klan? I'm showing you. Look at those students. The many nationalist groups that attended this conference was the women of the Ku Klux Klan. And in acknowledgement of their presence, they released a pamphlet entitled The Code of the Flag, written in, keep in mind, this was on okay. So now you know that they officially did that on June 14th, 1923. The women of the Ku Klux Klan was there. Listen, y'all. They issued a pamphlet called the Code of the Flag. Remember, I told you earlier in the segment that they had to put out a code of conduct, which was the Pledge of Allegiance. Watch this. This about to watch. Side of the pamphlet was an affirmation stating, quote, "We stand for the American flag," entitled The Code of the Flag. Written inside of the pamphlet was an affirmation stating, quote, "We stand for the American flag against enemies without and within. We emphasize devotion to the flag of our country as the ensign of our American nationality and the emblem of our national honor. A man or woman stands wholly for the stars and stripes, or else to them, their country's flag is only a dirty rag. We insist that no flag shall fly above our flag and that no flag shall float by its side." End quote. Ooh, hold on, y'all. Look, I want y'all to look at this picture. This is the women of the Ku Klux Klan. Remember, they told us they was, considering, and they just told you in this pamphlet, they were considering the Confederate flag. That they lied to us and said the Confederate flag was associated with the Ku Klux Klan and it was racist. They should ban that flag. That was purposely done because the flag that represented them, you see it right there. Do you see this? What flag is that? Look at the flag. It's there. Look, y'all. Look. I know. It hit me the same way. I know. But y'all gotta know the truth, y'all. Y'all gotta know it. It was the American flag this whole time. The USA flag. And that's their flag. That's the nationalist flag. And they made our children pledge to this flag. And got you away from our original flag. Mentally, spiritually, and physically. And got you in agreement to thinking that it was racist. They did it to the children. You're not gonna find this on the net. You think we don't, man, shout out to my wife, man. Come on, man. You think they not gonna, where you gonna find this at? If you not looking, where you gonna find it at? That's right, just read. They told us everything in reverse. Everything. I mean that. It was oh my God, bro, that hurt so bad. When I was so pissed, bro. I was like, this whole time. This whole time I'm in school pledging allegiance to their flag. And they got the nerve to call our flag dirty. Dirty? And you want a check from this government? A check? No, we need to put them in check. I was so mad when I found this out, y'all. I can't believe it. I really couldn't believe it. This entire time, and if you notice, go back on all the pit, the Ku Klux Klan pit, all of, I showed you, and I purposely did this. I showed you throughout that whole video that was the only flag they were using. They weren't using the Ku Klux Klan flag. I mean, the Confederate flag at all. They were always using this flag. And they, of course, they had different versions. Whoever agreed to the Union, they added more stars on it, right? It's not a game. The 13 colonies. And remember, if you really think about it, this flag came from the original British flag that was designed to say that British America was the 13 colonies. If you look this up, I don't have that in front of me, but if you look this up, you're gonna notice it's gonna look just like this flag. Right now. That's how you know the British is still here. They didn't get their independence from British. They didn't get it from the British. The British helped them out in order to gain independence in a foreign territory. I told you. They were over here propagating the gospel in foreign parts by way of missionaries, Quakers. Especially the Quakers. Got rid of our chiefs and made themselves chiefs. Supreme Court, Supreme Chief Justice. They got rid of our chiefs and made themselves chiefs. We got work to do, y'all. We are still here. We are still here. This is, once again, this is beyond reparations. This is beyond white supremacy, because they don't have no supremacy over us. They are not supreme over us. They're not the majority over us. This is not, our original government was not a democracy. So you got taught all of this within this segment. And here it is, been, how long I've been live streaming? You got taught all of this. So it's no excuse. Spread the word, spread the message. The 13% is rising. We're gonna do this because we have to. We don't want to be misled for more generations to come. We owe this to ourselves. We owe this to our elders. We owe this to our ancestors. This is for our legacy right here, is what we fighting for. This is our legacy. Can't no foreigner tell us any different, and don't let no foreigner influence your mindset. And don't let the people that are part, and we're gonna get into this deeper. I'm gonna have to pull out another video about the boule. I'm gonna have to, because I'm gonna start, just like how I played Steve Coakley earlier, and he started naming names. I was dropping big names on James Brown, AKA Judge Brown, fake judge, big names. Think I don't know this? I did my research. And it's sad, but these people look like you and I, and allowed these nationalist groups like the Ku Klux Klan to infiltrate. Once again, I'm gonna say this again. The original and I'm gonna do a video on this too, the original Ku Klux Klan was not for that. Not until the Scottish got in there. I'm gonna do a video on that. I'm gonna tell you who, what, when, where, how. I'm gonna break it all down. Then I'm gonna tell you how their agenda changed into what it is right now. So every time you raising up the USA flag, you representing those nationalist groups. I hate to say it like that, y'all. You representing those masonry groups. But that's the truth. I gotta tell you the truth. Have to. That's the truth. That is not our flag, though. That's a foreign flag. And you know, people gonna turn their nose up because it's coming from a person like me, like a Niji, a brown skin. I swear to God, if I was pale skinned, y'all be like, oh yeah, he's right, y'all. Y'all better listen. No, y'all better listen to me now. I'm telling you, we got a problem. We got to fix this. And name a politician, name a leader, name any one of them that pointed this out. I dare you. They not gonna talk about like this. You heard it from me first. I'm gonna put out a book on all of this stuff, like, so it ain't gonna get lost. But this is crazy. This entire time we saluting a goddamn flag that ain't got nothing. And look, and our brothers and sisters in the military fighting for what? And they doing it behind this flag, pledging allegiance to a foreign government. It's deep. It's deep. They don't give a nothing. They don't give crap about. They don't care. You come home injured, you get a small little check and they leave you alone. Most of the people in this side, most of the people that I know that are veterans, you know, I'm talking about like 3% of them are doing well. Everybody else is either sprung out on drugs, they killed themselves, or they back and forth in the hospital. That's not fair. That's not right. And they fell for this, and they started this bullcrap in 1889, and I told you white supremacy started in what? 1890. I told you, I break this stuff down. They ain't not everybody else crying about white supremacy. They not breaking it down to tell you what it was all about. Trump tried to tell you. I told you a full detail. Trump was giving you hints thinking you was going to do your research.
Anytime you have to rely upon your enemy, you're in bad shape.
And that's true. He's right. Anytime you have to rely upon your enemy, anytime you have to rely upon your enemy, you're in bad shape. It's unfortunate. We got changes to do. I'm always giving the truth. I'm always trying to put the message out to wake the people up. I'm trying. It's up to you guys to do the research. Even though I'm giving it to you, it's up to you to do the research. Talk amongst your friends. Talk amongst your family members. Talk amongst your peers. Talk amongst your peers. Talk amongst your co-workers. Spread the word. If they don't understand something, direct them to my video. Tell them, hold up, you gotta have an open mind. Okay? Oh, also, before I forget, I would love for you guys to get inside of the comments, not necessarily right here in the live chat, because I don't think they're gonna give you a full chance to break down. Matter of fact, I think it's capped at 200. Yeah, it's capped at 200 characters. In the comments of the video, you can get as detailed as possible. I'm gonna be reading. I want you guys to tell me, if you're doing research on your family, I want you guys to tell me in full detail if you're stuck somewhere, if you need help somewhere. Do not share personal information, but at least give me dates, locations, stuff like that. You want to share names, that's fine. That will be good too, because I want to do my second edition is coming, #1 to genealogy research. That second edition book is coming. But I also want to make sure that I'm implementing more methods into the book to, you know, cross all T's and dot all I's, because I don't want people to get stuck. I want to be able to focus or zoom in on where they having issues with. And if it's a common issue, I'll be able to tackle that. So please get as detailed as possible. If you are stuck, okay, or somewhere as far as your genealogy is concerned, you're stuck at a particular time period or whatever it is, or whatever the case may be, let me know in the comments. Or if you would like to share your testimony, you still can do that. You can send me the videos. In fact, I believe I'm probably going to end up posting the ones that already sent me their videos. I'm gonna be posting it here shortly. But if you would love to do that, you send it to me via Instagram or info@I'mJustHereToMakeYouThink.com. If you want to be a part of the 13%, Hold on a second. We got something coming up on that. Okay. Of course, you can still reach out to me and we can have discussions, but I can't contact everybody. Or what meaning I can't talk to everybody. That's about to change though. Something else is in the works. But that 13% is coming. And we not only to get our check, we're not only coming to get our check. I'm gonna say it again. We're not only coming to get our check, we're coming to keep them in check. We got to. It's for our sake. So with that being said, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm Dane Calloway. And you know what I'm here to do. I'm just here to make you think.